What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. The boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. As you guys can see in the title and the thumbnail, we have a special guest, Stoke City legend, Jamaican legend, Tivoli Garden legend. A lot of Jamaican people proud of Ricardo Fuller. Me myself, really proud of Ricardo Fuller. What he has done for Jamaica and what he has done for him and his family, especially when it comes on to football. A lot of youth in Jamaica inspired by Ricardo Fuller. And before we get into it, let's go for the intro and come back. Reggae Boyz fans.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl's top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please do not make me interrupt the interview to begging like. Reggae Boyz fans, you guys have to do better. But don't forget to check out our sponsor. Use the coupon code Ryan LFC to get 10% off. Everything will be done in the description. Check it out. Cards plug. The link in the description. So, without further ado, guys, I am going to bring on the legend. Ricardo Fuller has scored over 50 goals for Stoke City. People love him in Stoke City. He's the god. He's the best number 10, according to the Stoke City fans. I would love to hear what he has to say about that if he is the best number 10 player for Stoke City. So, sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Enough respect for having me on the show. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
Trust my brethren. I really appreciate the support behind the scene. Always giving me a good advice and, always watching the show and stuff, brethren. So I really appreciate that, man. I can imagine Ryan LFC interview a big legend, Ricardo Fuller. Ricardo, I want to tell you thank you very much, Tropical Plaza. I remember one day you drive up on Tropical Plaza. I think you're going to Puma.
Yeah.
I was attending Coburn Garden at the time. I was selling chocolate, banana chips, and all of these stuff. You was driving a red car, but I can't remember I don't remember which brand, but he was driving a red car, brand new. Roll up in Tropical Plaza and ask you to buy chocolate. I say, you don't really want any chocolate, but for the support, you take the box of chocolate, put it in the back of the chunk, and you give me $1,500 Jamaican time. At the time, that was a lot of money, Bridget. So, Bridget, I really appreciate that, Bridget.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I don't remember driving a black car, Ryan, but that's typical me, though.
Black car, red.
Green and black cars I have, and white car before. So, but yeah, that's typical me, though. And as I say, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be on your show. Your show has been a breath of fresh air, and you're a no-nonsense person. I like that. I like people who speak the truth. No matter if you're going to get in trouble, and as long as it's the truth, because at the end of the day, the truth will shine out in the end. And I speak of truth as no friends. Not saying that you're going around to make enemies, but you're doing a great work for the cause. And the cause in the Jamaican society, in the Jamaica football scene at the moment is in turmoil. And as we see that's going on. So, as I say, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here. And that sounds typical like me.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. But first and foremost, before we get into the question, how is your family? How is life in England right now and stuff? And what you can tell us any update on your son playing football right now?
Well, family is good at the moment. I mean, you know, you always have to say that because, you know, you speak things into being. You know, word that comes out of the mouth is power. So, you know, it's they're all well at the moment. Family back home as well. So we can't complain. We have life, and that's the greatest thing. My son, yeah, he's getting on well. He was in the Stoke development team. I think they have disbanded that development program at the moment because of the numbers, and obviously, you know, not getting back into the Premier League is a little bit of a task at the moment for Stoke. I think they've been 4 years now. This is the 5th year since we have been relegated into the 2nd tier, the Championship. So, I mean, but he's still there and thereabouts. He's in his grassroots program. He's going into under 12 now because he's 11 now. So he's going up into under 12s now. He's doing well. He's been leading goal scorer since he's been under 8, under 9, under 10s, under 11s, and under 11s at the moment just ended. So he's doing well. Personally, for myself at the moment, I'm currently completing my UFB coaching badge at Alsager College, quite about 7 miles from here, from where I live, here in Crewe. So Crewe and Stoke is right beside each other. So I live just outside Stoke. So I'm doing it with a FA tutor, Nigel Daly, and I've got 5 games left to complete, and that should be my UFB.
Okay, fair enough. Would I love to see you come back, even to coach Camperdown, because, you know, he's a great player at Camperdown, even, you know, to come back to give to the kids here and stuff. But just get the documents, all what you need, because we know education is the key, and
most importantly.
Yeah, most definitely. But
better to have it than not to have it.
Yeah. So you say your son playing football right now, leading goal scorer for the team. So he's good like you, have the skill like you?
Yes. He's more of a goal scorer though. He's more of an outright goal scorer, and he kicks it with both left and right, which I trained him to be like that and practice because I know how important it is. My left foot wasn't as good as my right, but I still score a lot of goals from my left. But he is a natural. I mean, when they're young, it's easier to break them into things, and it becomes so natural for them. You know, as well as they're growing up to be older, that will come natural for him. But he's scoring left and right. I mean, as I said, he's been leading goal scorer right through, and he's a striker out and out. And the skill is coming. The pace is there. He's similar to me. Not such a great start, but that middle and that finish, you can't catch him. So he's just won sports day, the champion race. The 100 meter, the 70 meter, because they're 11, so they don't do 100 meter, they do 70 meters here. So he just won the race in his school, his prep school. So yeah, he's done fantastic. He's been doing fantastic.
Most definitely. I don't want to get too much in your personal with the kids, but where born, in Jamaica or in England?
No man, they're both born in England here. They're both born in Stoke. In fact, I'm tired of Stoke in every way. It's like a dream made in heaven. And sometimes you can have that what you want to say, that soul when you and somebody is compatible that much. My daughter is 4, she was born on the day that Stoke got promoted. Yeah. And my son is born this same month in May, 1 day after my dad. So yeah, he's they're both born in Stoke.
Most definitely. That means if them come be good like you, we're not have them play for the Reggae Boyz. England.
Well, you never know, as long as things change, because I'm sure a lot of Jamaicans like myself would love to have their legacy come through and play for their our country. But if things not right, what you have to do? You see the Raheem Sterling, you see the Daniel Sturridge, you see other nations as well. Other African guys. Tammy Abraham could have represented Nigeria, I think. and they've opted to play for England because at the end of the day, as a parent, you want what's best for your kids. And if things are not right with the national program in Jamaica, and you see all the foolishness has been going on as I've been following, and during my time, I know that for sure, with experience and the exposure that I have with the program. So yeah, I mean, the good thing is he's got both.
Okay, most definitely. But my first question to you, tell us a little bit, growing up in Jamaica, early life, place of birth. Tell us a little bit about yourself, early life.
Well, born and bred, Tivoli Gardens. I was actually born inside Tivoli at the Kiwanis Clinic. It's a clinic that Mr. Siaga built himself. He's good like that with the community and try to, in football as well and obviously in politics. But yeah, I was born and bred in Tivoli Garden. Went to Denham Town Primary. Played a lot of football there. Leading goal scorer for 3 years. 10, and at 10, 11, and 12 because I left Denham Town Primary when I was, I think, 12 years old. So used to play football on the streets in Tivoli Garden barefooted. My first boots was actually a girl named Anne-Marie. I borrowed her softball. She used to play similar to baseball, but the girls play softball and the guys would play baseball. Yeah. So I borrowed their football shoes. It's a boots that they use in softball, but looked like a football boot at the time. So I borrowed it. That was my first boots I played football in. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Talk about Eddie. I know I do have interview with Junior Flemings and stuff, and then he must say, yo, Eddie give him a lot of support and thing. Oh, major, oh, big Eddie playing a year career growing up in Tivoli Garden.
Massive, man, massive. Mr. Siaga wasn't only my president or my prime minister, former prime minister, or a friend. Obviously, in his later years, when I came home from holiday, from when the season finished, I used to go up by UA and have a few chats with him. He used to, encourage me to come up there to see him. So, I have a few chats with him. But my granddad as well was his chauffeur, Mr. Nigel Wilson. So my granddad used to be Mr. Edward Siaga's chauffeur when he was in politics at the time. So it's coming from it's a long way through. So Mr. Siaga has been different class for me. And obviously when I signed for Tivoli Garden after or during my Camperdown years, just after my Camperdown years, I signed for Tivoli Garden, and Mr. Siaga was the president. So, he has been fantastic for me. And both when I went on trial, went to trial in Holland first, rode at JC. Never materialized because Mr. Siaga wanted too much money at the time. I think he was learning about the football world at the time, but he has so much knowledge that he could jump into anything and make it a success and enhance whatever program that he's indulged himself into. So yeah, man, it's been fantastic for me over the years.
Most definitely, man. Trust me, man. Eddie has done land for Tivoli Garden, Bridging. When it come on to sports, when it come on to education, even the same facility. I know where you're born, right side of Tivoli Garden, that clinic, right?
Yes, man. Right opposite, actually. Opposite the comprehensive.
Yeah. But at the time when I'm going to Demonton, where do you guys train? At Tivoli Garden?
Right now, man. Over the Dust Bowl, we on St. Albans and St. Aloysius used to train. Mr. Christopher Burnett was my coach, who come from Raymond, you probably know that as well.
Coach, man, one of the fuller men, I tell you.
He's the best coach.
He was way ahead of time, Bridging.
It is the best coach. And scout as well. There's no other person, Mr. Christopher Burnett, there's no other person who surpassed him, even today as we speak. Whether you want to call the guy the leader, whatever his name is or whatever.
Yeah.
His scouting role is, I've been following your program. None of them come near. Yeah. None of them. Which one of them have produced a player in Jermaine Johnson, in Christopher Nicholas, in Ricardo Fuller, in so many other players.
Steve Green too?
Yeah, Stephen, but on a professional level who has gone on to hit the height.
Yeah.
You can look at Mr. Eichsman, even Mr. Spanner Dennis.
Yeah.
They were at that time, remember guys wasn't only just coaches. They were also mentors. They were also scouts. Because they could see and pick a talent. And that's what a scout would do.
Yeah.
You know?
So
those guys are well ahead of their time, man. Well ahead of their time.
But when I was playing under 7, when close to play for Tivoli Garden, you know the rival and Reman, my father said, not under my dead body. Else you can't get food, you can't get nothing if you go play for Tivoli. And Chris,
I know, why so that Tivoli rivalry, eh?
yeah, bro, I want to play for Tivoli because leaving Excelsior, you have the Cook family, me and Andrew and all of these youth. And trust me, when I went to Tivoli, I was playing for Excelsior, and I go at Tivoli, and me I say, please don't call me Rima, man. And them I say, Ryan, you were good, man. Rima your name, I sorry I call it, don't at Tivoli. And I was so scared. True Lizard Town, playing with Junior Flemings and all of these players. Yeah. Going up a Boys Town to get my release to go play for Tivoli. It was like Price said, no.
Not to the main rivals.
No, you cannot go there. And I say, okay, end up, never got Boys Town, end up leave and go on it garden. And they end up, even never want to leave go the release. A Coach Carl Brown say, listen, Coach Brown. Yeah, Coach Brown said, give him because I'm not. No more want to change. You understand? So,
man.
If you
want a new challenge.
Yeah, but may I tell you that me know that Eddie has done great, and I know Chris has done. I hear that you buy him a car. Is that true? Chris.
Well, I give him a lot of funds to do so I don't know what he has done with it. So
yeah. No, because when I was playing under 20, he must say, young man, this is what Ricardo Fuller give me, and you guys money in football. Money in football. Do the right thing.
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
So, I always try my best to give back to as much as everyone who has been involved in my career, because I've been through a lot, and a lot of people were involved in my development, my improvement, and my progression to where I ended up, obviously in England.
Most definitely. So you went to Town High. You didn't?
No, then I'm Town Primary, and then I got in fact, I play cricket, track and field, and football, right?
Cricket, track and field.
Yeah, I was 100 meter and 200 meter champion in Town Primary, and that's how I ended up at Camperdown High School with Sir Glenn Mills. That's Usain Bolt's coach.
Wow.
I actually got a track scholarship.
Camperdown. So why never the track and field?
I say Camperdown is a track and field high school, you know. We talk about Winthrop Graham, we talk about Donald Quarry. I mean, you know, them used to call Camperdown the Sprint Factory.
Yeah.
You know, so, and obviously Sir Glenn Mills, even Mr. Peter Ebert was a junior champion who was obviously one of my mentor and my manager as well. Like a father figure to me as well back then, when I was growing up in Jamaica. So yeah, so I had a track scholarship.
Yeah.
And but I was always a football player. I always get leading goal scorer, win the championship for them Town Primary in football. I take up the track scholarship. I passed for Tivoli High School, but the track scholarship, I took it up and I went to Camperdown. So that's how I ended up at Camperdown.
Wow. So how your family them feel about leaving your community team? Because Tivoli a big school, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of top players go to Kirk Porter, you have the same Steve Green. How difficult it was if you know that you live in Tivoli Garden, you pass for Tivoli Garden, and then you get by to play for Camperdown. How your family feel at that time?
It was easy, really. It was easy. There was no second thoughts or doubt about it. The reason being, I needed a change, and you know, being grown up in Tivoli, you know the body that Tivoli gets. You know, if you want a job, or if you get in a job and you put down your address back then, especially, and you put even probably now too, if you put your address as Tivoli Garden, you probably not get the job, and that's the reality. So our thoughts, and at that time, my parents' thoughts and my aunties and grandmas and granddad and uncles' thoughts was get the boy out of Tivoli.
Yeah.
You know, I've been through then I'm Town Primary for 6 years or whatever. So Camperdown would be like a breath of fresh air, new environment. Obviously, Camperdown is at Windward Road out east side. So it's a change from being inside Tivoli because the bad press, the bad publicity that Tivoli got to get from political violence or the violence or the murder of our garrisons and all these things. And remember at that time, Tivoli has always been the base of the JLP in terms of what you want to say. And political crime was our problem back then was worse than now, as you attest to yourself when you tried to leave Boystown to end up at Tivoli. It never happened because they would never allow that. So going to Camperdown was a breath of fresh air, and that's why I said it was easy.
Yeah. So you play Pepsi for Camperdown, you play Coles, you play Manning Cup for Camperdown, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't do no tracks at Camperdown, although you get by for Camperdown.
You know what? You never hear the story, me tell Mannings, man.
No, me catch a last part.
I'll give you the story. I'll give the story. I said I would come for your program, so here I am. So I will give you a story. Right? Yeah. So, so I was always a youthful, exuberant kind of kid growing up, Yeah. You know what youthful exuberance is? A kid who is free for all. Who them says a little bit troublemaker or a little bit, free in terms of him just get along with life. You know what I mean? So I say youthful exuberance kind of kid. So anyway, I get the tax scholarship. So the first few weeks are, I'll say up to about a month. The first few weeks lead up to a month. The new coaches would come to the classroom and they'd call out the names for the track and field athletes who were supposed to go on the bus to do the training. So they would come to my class. Remember, Sir Glenn Mills is the one who saw me at the primary school championships and thought that, I had potential to be a sprinter or, a gold medal sprinter, Olympic sprinter. Who knows what could have happened there? But I showed potential. So he wasn't the one who come to the classroom. He got some people who he puts in charge to come to the classroom. And they'd say like, Ryan, yes, sir. Ricardo, Martin, yes, sir. Damien, yes, sir. So all these guys now would be coming out to go onto the school bus to go to training, track training, right? And he'd be like, Ricardo Fuller. I sit down at the back of my nerves because of football I want to play. Because I always, football has always been my main sport, but I was just as capable with track and field or cricket, because I played the 3 sports in primary school and very much accomplished in each sport, but more so in football. So I didn't really want it to do track and field, but it was good for me to go to Camperdown, change the scenery, change the environment and everything. And so I did that for about, 2, 3, 4 weeks, as I said, leading up to about a month. And about after a month, they just stopped calling my name. And that's how I escaped the track and field team and focus on Pepsi and Coles after that, and then Manning Cup after that. So, yeah, man. And to give you a joke, when Sir Glenn Mills, because Sir Glenn Mills was the condition coach, was the fitness coach for most of the sports, the basketball, the track and field, and the football team, or the cricket team, when they're doing like pre-season training, a lot of running and endurance and sprints and weights program. Mr. Mills set all the programs because Camperdown was his alma mater as well. Yeah, Sir Glenn Mills used to go to Camperdown. So when him sent me for Pepsi, like midway through the season, and him come to the games and watch the sprints and injuries and take care of all these things because he was into sports science as well. He's another person well ahead of his time, Mr. Glenn Mills. Him said, "What hold on there? Ricardo Fuller, I know that name, Weren't you supposed to be 100 and 200 meter runner?" Everybody bust out a laugh. Everybody bust out a laugh. So that's how I escaped the track and field team and concentrate on my football.
Okay, fair enough. And I remember playing against Camperdown at Manning Cup, and I remember playing against Camperdown. Past students come in, you see, you give them a few talk at halftime down by Bellevue, right? Bellevue.
Yeah, man. But we play on Vauxhall and then we start playing on Bellevue.
Yeah, bro. And leading up to the game, right? Yes, them have a whole heap of new boots. Ricardo give them a whole heap of new boots, and I say, wow. They look like them a hype up. Big Premier League baller come down, and Aliman say, listen, Fuller going to be here. Them going to try to impress Fuller. they were going to up in your face, and I said, Jesus Christ. I tell you, say the crowd and what be this virgin. But one thing I love about you, Fuller, doing this, Richard, doing the research on you, bro, you give back a lot, bro, and I really
every year for a long time I've been supporting my cup teams. Flip flops, slippers, trainers, boots, all sorts, man. Sixes as well, not only just rubbers, but pegs as well, as we call it pegs. In here we call it sixes in England. So studs, So I give them moles and studs. Moles is the rubbers and studs is the metals.
Yeah. So you grew up in Tivoli Garden, went to Demonton Primary, went to Camden. What is like financial wise growing up though in Tivoli Garden with your parents or your grandparents or whoever? What is like financial going to school though?
Tough, man. Tough in here, me tell you, brother. Me tell you, my first boots was a girl boots for Barry, brother. Barefoot, me used to play on the asphalt. Street football, we stuff for box ball them. Beat them up and make them soft and use 2 stone as the goal. You know them thing, them man, you from Rima, so you know the thing set, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, so, my first ball, my uncle bought me my first ball from, I don't remember if it was my 10th or 11th birthday. And I play football in the pathway on the road from me about 4 or 6 years old, as far as I can remember, growing up in Tivoli. My family wasn't the poorest, and it was a middle class family. But as I said, my granddad used to drive for Mr. Edward, so my family was always working. My aunties, my cousins, and my uncles and stuff like that. They held on good jobs, and they tried their best. Decent in terms of education wise, academic wise as well. My mom used to work at Wyndham Hotel, so my mother was a housekeeper before she became a supervisor, and then she became a manager. My dad was more like me. Was a free for all kind of person. Work here and there, Ray and Nephew, and doing painting job and stuff like that. And my father used to play for Tivoli as well. And I think he had one appearance, played for Jamaica in 1979, the year that I was born. My father was a defender though. Wasn't a striker, was a defender. So as I said, it was a middle class family, but we were always strong beliefs in Christianity. I used to go to church every Sunday when I was growing up, while my friends used to play football on the street, and I used to cry. And I start eyeing my church shirt and my church pants over by my other grandmother, because I have my one got the same pathway, 4 houses in the same pathway. My mother's side of our family lived there, and my dad's side of family lived there in the same pathway. So I used to live with my mother's side of family, that's the Wilsons. So I used to hide my church clothes over the Fullers, because I'm hoping that no one would tell each other. So I wouldn't be able to go to church. So I could play football on the Sunday morning. So I used to always have to be at church. So we had strong beliefs in Christianity and grew up in that faith. But as I said, we wasn't the richest or the poorest. My family was always a trying family, but at the same time, I was lacking in a lot of stuff, a lot of equipment for football. Never had ball, never had boots, never had this, never that. In fact, my uncle was a tailor, and he used to make my jerseys. He used to buy material downtown. He used to sew and make my jerseys. But he made the jersey them so wicked, right? That when we got all primary campaign at stadium, used to campaign up by stadium, up by the days from you never know some dorms, some rooms. We used to campaign up there so first before we'd have the house. When we campaign up there, so man, used to thief my jersey. These are jerseys that the uncle used to make the way the man bad, from the jersey. The man used to thief my jersey. Me I talk about big baller from Holy Family back in the day. You get me I say? And so that's the thing that I used to have. I wasn't able to afford jerseys and equipments out of my pocket or my family pocket, because money have to stretch for other things, it go already. When I live in the ghetto, I grew up in Tivoli, Rima. But stuff that I needed, my family would make them. Or I would probably borrow them, as I say, I borrow, Marie's softball boots. So that's how it is when I was growing up, financially, in growing up in Tivoli when I was younger.
Yeah. Great. Food and table, but you get the look thing them what you need as a player and thing, and that make it stronger and make you want more in life and thing. But how many brothers and sisters you grew up in the house?
Absolutely. So my sister is the eldest. She's 2 years older than me. I'm 42 now, so she's 44. And my brother is 8 or 9 years younger than me. But yeah, so one brother and one sister. I'm the middle child.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we talk about that now. So, which position you start out at? Always striker?
Always striker, Ryan.
Wow.
Nothing else more than striker.
Nothing else, striker.
Nothing else more than striker. Maybe attacking midfield or stuff, but you know, back then we used to have 4-3-3. I don't know why people think 4-3-3 was happening now. 4-3-3 was happening from the Denham Primary School.
Yeah.
And the front three there, I used to play anywhere across the front three. Sometimes I play on the wing, and left or right, and sometimes down the center. But I mean, I think I'm more prolific down the center.
Okay, fair enough. That means you score more than over from your start play football. You score more than over 500 goals then.
Yeah, mate, Ryan. I would tell you, say nobody can grudge me or judge me for certain kind of thing. Yeah, people can judge. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I've been through the fire, brother. I score a goal from me 6 years old. I played box ball in the street at Tivoli, brother.
Yeah.
I always score a goal. I cry when I lose football match. I cry when I miss chances. I cry when I sit down on bench.
Yeah.
You get me, answer, brother? And that I come from me 6 years old, brother. I lead the goal scorer for Denham Primary and in a 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. And Denham Primary, you're supposed to know that. Denham Primary and central bands that go at it. Yeah. From long time, and maybe Holy Family back in the days, and Central Arishos, because Mr. Christopher Burnett used to coach all 3 teams, and Mr. Eichmann used to coach Holy Family, and they were our main rivals. You get what I say? So me, I lead the goal scorer from 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade in the primary championships football. You get me? I say 18. You get what I say, brother? Yeah, man. So I score goal.
So as a striker, a lot of people, especially when I do the interview with Shamal Nichols, a lot of the Reggae Boyz fans say he's very selfish, you know, when he's in front of goal. Yeah. And he say, Ryan, sometimes he's not selfish, you know. Sometimes I'm confident, I look a bit down, and he knows that one goal can boost him confident. You feel that way too?
Well, everybody different. Maybe that's Shamar's mentality and mindset. But my mindset basically is whoever is in the better positions for me, I'm going to pass. I wasn't such a selfish striker. And as you can see, for Stoke, for Preston, for so many clubs, I score I have assists as much as I score. And maybe that's probably one of my weaknesses why I don't score. Even for at club level, I could have scored much more goals. And even at international level, I could have scored much more goals if I was even selfish. Even penalties. I don't even used to take my penalties for Jamaica. Okay. And even it's only for Stoke City, I start to take my penalties when I get fouled. So my mentality is whoever is in a better position, I will pass. But I wasn't afraid to take on the opportunity to score goals. But I was never selfish. And yes, goals build confidence. Strikers, you need goals to build your confidence. So I can accept and understand where Shamar is coming from. Because as a striker, confidence is everything. And goals give you that platform.
Okay, fair enough. Me just want, to get it more from my experience. But me understand about the fans them say, yo, especially in the morning at the Jamaican shirt, they must say, yo, pass the ball. And sometimes I'm kind of a little bit selfish, but I realize when I'm playing for him club team, because the team create a lot of opportunity, when him get it, he will pass it. But for the national team, sometimes him say, he only get one chance and he must say, him can't pass, he want to shoot to the goal. You understand? Because the national team don't really create a lot of opportunity, like him club team. He will pass for him club team, but when he play for a national team, sometimes he get 1 or 2 chances. You understand?
Yeah, but those kind of, I understand totally what you're saying, Ryan, but those kind of situations come about by you being, which team you spend most time with? At club level, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So you know those players inside out. And at club level, for Spartak Moscow, right?
Yeah.
So at club level, and he has been there several months now.
Several months.
Several months now. So therefore, he will constantly training with these guys and playing with these guys. So they understand, they know his movement, they know which foot to pass to him at, where in the air to pass to him at, where they're going to pass him at, his runs he's going to make, because they train together so often. So if they have got that understanding and that cohesiveness, so they know how to pass to him, While for Jamaica now, it's a little bit different. Remember, at club level, he's probably the main man for Sparta Moscow. Yeah? When he's playing for Jamaica now, he's probably not the main man, because you probably have Jamal Lowe, you have Junior Flemings, you have maybe Leon being a wide man as well, and then you have probably Robert Morrison being the number 9 or the man that roam and go anywhere, the free role. You understand? So he's not necessarily the main man. So therefore, as much opportunities as he can get or that he can take, trust me, he'll have to take them. Because I've been in the same position as Shama. I remember, obviously played for Jamaica. So yes, it goes exactly how I say it. The time that he spent with his club and the time that he spent with Jamaica, and both which team that he is more of a leading role, a leading man as a striker. And those things you have to take in consideration.
Okay, fair enough. So Reggae Boyz fans, they hear it? All right, because when I tell you, sometimes when I say my bias towards him, yeah, a little bit, sometimes. When him forget beaten, he might get beaten. But looking at the stats, playing in Jamaica as a 19, 18-year-old, he has won almost every single thing play for Tivoli Garden. Oh, you start to play for Tivoli Garden? Because you say at one point you went for Charles at Tivoli Garden. You come from the community. Me believe you come from the community. What kind of Charles? Even at Tivoli Garden. Bro, when we go and play for Tivoli, it's hard as a man come from Rima. You have to that good to take a man place in a Tivoli Garden. No, in a even at Boystown. Any club team you go and you come from the community, bridging, it's hard to get in. You have to good. I go on it and I struggle to get game. But I better than but people from John Gray say, no, you come from Rima. And a player visionary say, yo, if him not keep me not play. And at the time he were playing at Premier League and him have the age to play under 20, right? So so come me get. So you say go on Charles and Tivoli Garden and you come from Tivoli Garden. Why Charles? Why you automatically pick?
Ryan, there's a reason why when you're building a house, you have to have a solid foundation. And if you have a solid foundation, that house will never fall so easy. Yes, a bad earthquake might come that is half the Richter scale, and the house probably will have massive damages. But foundation is everything. Now, because you're born in Jamaica, that give you the God-given right that you must be in a Jamaican team. You have to earn it. Respect, trust is earned. That way, you will always go far. Nobody can take nothing away from you when you have earned that.
Fair enough.
To answer the question now, I've gotten a trial first at Constant Spring when I leave Camperdown. Because as I said, remember I wasn't attending Tivoli High School. I was attending Camperdown. So yes, when you're out of the community like that, you tend to have friends on a wider scale outside of Tivoli Garden, and that was my case, obviously because I attend Camperdown. So I ended up on trial at Constant Spring, and Danny Lynn, may he so rest in peace. I think he died, didn't he?
Danny, I'm not
sure. Yeah, I think so. If my bad, and forgive me if that's not the case, but I think he died. Anyway, may he so rest in peace if that's the case. Okay, and if that's not the case, may he live as long as ever. Okay, so they said that wasn't good enough. Chippy McDonald was there.
Top striker.
Lincoln Tough was there. Manning's man know the story. I'll tell you the story on this program too. Lincoln Tough was there. Lincoln Tough is like another brother because we're living Greater Portmore when I left Tivoli, and I know Lincoln Tough quite well. Lots of other players was there. And anyway, the squad cut, and then they never select me, even though I thought I did really, really well. So anyway, I go back down. I was still, at that time, when I went to Camperdown, I was living in Mulline. So my mommy moved out and moved me up because she felt like if I had stayed in the community, I would have get involved in a lot of negativity. And that's why I say it was easy for me to move. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up with the Camperdown. Because the negativity, you don't want to take a hold of it. And you have seen it with lots of players now, who had the talent, but then end up fall to the side of the dark side, and it go. Anyway, so that was me why I moved out. So, and that's why I ended up at Kansas Spring. Never made it. Went down to trial at Tivoli because obviously the people in the community know me from my exploits at the Downtown Primary. So went on trial, and yeah, I made the cut, and the rest was history basically, because obviously I was doing well. I did well at Pepsi. I was leading goal scorer again, even though Camper, I think we went to the quarterfinals or semifinals, we got knocked out, but we did very well. Colts, we did poorly for Camperdown. Now I got run away from that fact. And then Manning Cup again, I was doing during the time of me emerging, and could have played in the Premier League team at the time, Tivoli Premier League team at the time. I was doing very well in Manning Cup. And yeah, so that's how I ended up being spotted, and at the trial at Kansas Spring failed, and then at Tivoli succeeded, and then the rest is history, as you know it.
Yeah. So, not making a good Kansas Spring team at the time. Chippy McDonald, top striker, play for Boystone, Portmore, all of these big teams.
Jamaica, represented Jamaica as well. I think he went the Olympics team as well, and the national team at one stage.
So, not making Kansas Spring, you go back home, try to make the Tivoli Garden team. But it has been dictating the thing, man, at Tivoli Garden. Score a lot of goal.
Yeah, one a lot of thing at Tivoli Garden, because obviously when I was assigned, Dave Clark was the first coach, and there's a lot of bias things was going on in Tivoli at the time. A lot of top 10, let's say a lot of players are from top 10 had first choice, because he was, I think, originally from that side. And I don't think, as a manager, no disrespect to Mr. Dave Clark, he wasn't strong enough. And as managers, if you're not strong enough, people walk all over you. Fans would walk all over you. Players would walk all over you. And you know where I'm coming from, because you watch a lot of Liverpool game, and you watch a lot of Premier League, so you know the thing. And I have learned a lot, and everything is in my mind. I never forget where I'm coming from, and all the things that I've been through, and all the things that I've seen, and all the things that I've experienced. So I had it tough. And thing. Roger Creed was there at the time when I was coming through. Aki Bats, Fuller was there, Rambo was there, Leroy, what heap of player, Philly guy, what heap of player, Arville Campbell, what heap of player, and things. So Christopher Nicholas was in the team, Barcy, Damian Brown, who came from St. Aloysius, Jermaine Johnson, Edson Scott, Kasai Hines, you name it, Amos, you name it. So much, Mark McDonald, so much talent, so much player. So it was tough. But when I emerged on the scene after that first fire of baptism with Dave Clark, Vernon Bell took over. Yeah. And now he could spot a talent. And some managers could see a wall, but they see in front of the wall and they see the wall. While another manager could see the wall in front of the wall and they could see behind the wall, even though there's a wall there. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what makes managers different. That's what makes Klopp different. That's what makes Tuchel different. That's what makes Guardiola different. That's what makes Mourinho different. That's what made Ancelotti different. Because they could spot talent and they could spot, and they had the vision to know what that player would be like or how far that player would end up. And that's what Vernon basically did. So we had that young team. I think we were the youngest team. Otherwise, I think Cavalier must have done something like that. We were the youngest team to win every single trophy. We won the Premier League. We won the Jackie Bell knockout. We won the, what's the other one? The Cassava knockout. We won all three. The only thing we never won that year was the goalkeeper of the series with Edson Scott. And he got robbed by Rami. I think Rami was keeping for Arnett God at the time. He got robbed because he should have won that. We won even this most disciplined team, Tivoli Garden as well. We had Jermaine Johnson, we had Christopher Nicholas, myself, we had Damian Brown, that's Barcy. We had Edson Scott, we had Mark Montana, we had Steve Green, another legend. Locally as we speak, unfortunately never get the break, to go abroad because he would have done fantastic, I think. We had so many, we had Arville Campbell, we had such a young group, Kasai Hines, Amos, we had such a young group at that time. Jermaine Johnson, and we won everything. I was leading goal scorer again. And I believe if you're gonna play, if you're gonna wear a jersey for your club or for your national team, you have to earn that, Ryan.
Yeah.
You have to take that jersey off Roger Creed back. Roger Creed not supposed to give you that jersey and say, go on, go take over from me. No. You have to perform so well that the coach have to say, Roger Creed, lift up your time now to take that jersey off because a baller here come true. You're not supposed to give him on a jersey because him have a name or him do well in a schoolboy football. No, when him at that level, when him go up on trial, when him in that team there, him have to play for a certain years, him have to show the signs that him can take over, him can hold him on, him can progress, him can develop, him can improve. You get me, I say? And that's what I showed. So I earned the right. I take that jersey off of Roger Creed back, even though in the end he was still playing with me, but it was nothing for me to go through. You know? Yeah. And we end up winning. Roger Creed was on that team as well, but he was an older guy going out, because, you know, everybody have them time, including myself. And we won every single thing, and I was 17. Just 17 going on 18. I think just before 18. Yeah. So at that young age, I was winning all those things. So for players now, even in the national program, they have to earn that, brother. Age is just a number. Sir Alex Ferguson said, you're as good as your age. If you're as good as your age, that means if you're old enough, if you're good enough, you're old enough. That's what Sir Alex Ferguson said. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Doesn't matter if you're 16, 17, 18, or 29. If you're good enough, you're old enough. You understand? And that's what happened in my time at that time.
Yeah. Wow. 17, 18 doing all of these great stuff at Tivoli.
Yeah, man. Well, me all flip ball over two defended Waterhouse in the finals, semi-final or final, I think it was, one of the finals. Flip ball over two boy, man, and in a 18-yard box and bust up net, man. Left boy for dead, Ryan. You're supposed to earn that, brother. Yeah. Remember me a 17, 18 year old and me I get kicked out some big man, and then I look and Eldy Meyer and Gunman and what the other one named Dirty Man from Waterhouse. Then them man they kick you. And way in the area gone, brother. So you have to earn them things, brother. When you get kicked, you have to get up back and go run, man. Man, I get kicked, man, I talk about man at 16 or 17. So you're not old enough and you might get cramp. Man, get up and go run. You have to earn that, brother. You have to tough. You have to be aggressive. You have to tough. Then they're part of football, brother. It's a contact sport. So the man that play about you're 16 or 17 or 18. You see, an 18-year-old come on the other night for Italy. Look. In awareness, in decision making, in positioning. That's why he play for Italy and as a black youth as well, play for Italy at 18. Yeah. That is unbelievable achievement alone within itself.
Fair enough. And Bridging, I realize that phony generation, no generation 17, 18, them I tell you say them still want to play Manning Cup and all of these things, Bridging. It's different generation, man. Different generation, and in a year time, good coach. You understand they are role. But I don't think some of them have evolved, grew with the time. You understand? I don't think that. But anyway, so you play for Jamaica under you don't play under 17 for Jamaica. You play under 20, you play under 23. Talk to me when you come on to the national team.
So just to say this as well, Ryan, though the coaches back then, probably a lot of them not here now, because you know Christopher Burnett, he should have gotten a lot more recognition as well. Ikes, man, those guys, you know, may they so rest in peace. They died. A lot of those coaches ain't here, but the Vernon Bells and the Never Bertis Bells, those guys deserve a lot more credit as well, because those guys were well ahead of their time. Even Mr. Libert Aliman, as you know, they were well ahead of their time. Trust me, in terms of certain things that obviously I've been through with them and come to England and say. But it's not only about the coaching. That is an important side of it. Yes, I'm part of it. Yes, but the player within himself have to want it as well, Ryan.
Yeah.
The player within himself have to want it as well. I mean, I've been following your program and listening to your program a lot more. Mannings, man, you know, coaches this, watch it as well, and the formula, watch it as well. So the players within themselves have to want it. That's why I say the foundation of it strong. You have to earn it, because respect is earned. Trust is earned. You have to earn it. The players within themselves have to want it, not only coaching. So if a coach give you 10 laps to run, you do 10 laps. And after training done, you just go, you're gone in a yard. No. After training, you do 20. You do 10 more. You do your shooting after training. You're going early after training. As you mentioned, story with Elliot at Liverpool.
Yeah.
as you said, when him asks what we can do to improve, and him say, oh yeah, watch out Mane and Salah do. When him think say, yo, I reach a training 9 o'clock because training start at 11 o'clock and I have an hour at a gym session, rest of the hour and then we start training at 11. When him got training, think say, the first one in at 9 o'clock. Mane and Salah already there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's why those players are world-class players. Yeah. That's why those players are unbelievable and are consistent every single season. They're up there for how many years now? That's why you never see smoke without fire, Ryan. So a player within himself have to want that. You understand?
Me said it all the time, full. And sometimes when you tell the player them feel like you dislike them, even some of the local player them. Me I say you live near Arnett Garden, the bus will come pick you up at 3 o'clock is still not there. I remember this bus will come from all the way at Portsmouth to come pick you up. The players them need to more hungry for it, Bridging. I interview Omar Daly, and him say, Ryan, I go to England so many times and fail. And him say, when him get back that opportunity, the man say him got sons. This lady, every day she sells soup over Elcha. And she see him run every day. And she stop him one man and say, every day I see you come run, where I run for? And him never tell her, say, he play for the national team. He never tell her, say, him a go. Him say, him just running. Because he said he get the opportunity to go to England and he must say, Ryan, me get caught up in the money and if I'm last focus why I come here. And now him lose him contract, him have to come back home and start to do the basics. So I'm saying, these young men in Jamaica fuller, the man them live next door and them now want to come a training on time. Them now want to come early. And me remember when Ali had said the club, what him can do to get to improve. And the man said, look what Mane and Salah do. Bridging, every interview I play the man asks in a Liverpool team, who work out the hardest? Who work the hardest? The man himself, Salah and Mane. Every Liverpool player tell you that.
Exactly.
So the Jamaican player them when past player, when we listen to Rudolph Austin speak, see the next big time professional player telling us, say, yo, brother, we have to get up and work.
Salute that kid. Salute that kid. Trust me, the story is salute that kid. That kid I've went through. Yeah. Probably worse than me in terms of my injuries. Because injuries decimated my career. He was not far off either. So salute that kid. Continue.
Yeah, most definitely. So, all right. Talk to us now. Aliman coach. I wanna trust me, I tell you fuller. He's the man. He's the man. Me be a man right now. Because playing for
I'm following your program, man.
Yeah, I always say, Ryan, this is not all about winning. I am preparing you for the world. May I tell you, it's like how you have a haircut, Bridging. You can't cut me like that. Summer can't wear ears.
I know what Mr. Aliman is like. I've been in the Jamaican 17 training. So let me tell you now. So yeah, man, Mr. Aliman way ahead of time. Way ahead. As I said to you, certain coaches back then were way ahead of the time, as I know that firsthand with experience. So Jamaica under 17. Got called up in the trial, went to the trial, I failed it.
Yeah.
Mr. Aliman, as I said to you, the only thing I have negative to say about Mr. Aliman was that he wasn't fair for one particular reason. Probably you heard the story on Manning's Man, where, I take blame because, I'm an honest and straightforward guy. I call a spade a spade. So I take blame as well, but we had similar excuse, but that same or similar situation, but the player whose family is from a wealthier family end up traveling with the national team, but not Ricardo Fuller. I get kicked out the squad, which I hold my hands up. But if I'm gonna get kicked out in the squad because I didn't turn up at training because we're doing running, we used to run. What happened is that we used to run the stadiums. You probably know Mr. Aliman around with fitness.
Yeah.
We used to run all the steps and stadiums on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is preparation for the Jamaica under 17 selection, obviously for the squad to travel to, I think it was America at the time. The Miami Classics, I think we were having at the time. And so they I used to I did it a few weeks and back then I was lazy still. So I took blame. That's what I say, I took blame. But I was lazy, and after a few weeks I decided, boy, the running thing are too much for me, The running thing are too much for me. So me tell him stories, say, boy, you know, so Tuesday and Thursday, I'm not going to be able to come because I have exam. I did have exams, but I could have, you know, come to the training. But because I know there's running sessions and I didn't like too much running. You know, me a goal scorer. I love scoring goals and things. So, I never turn up. And anyway, so the day of the selection now, I turn up. I was training in between, you know, but just the running days, the Tuesdays and Thursdays, I never come, right? Yeah. I was still going the other days of training. So I would turn up on the selection day and I was left out. So being that, obviously, I never come to running sessions because we should run the stadium, every step on stadium, Tuesdays and Thursdays. While, this guy, what's his name? Mazuka, if I remember him. I think he was a defender. The man said he had diarrhea. So therefore, him couldn't come the Tuesdays and Thursdays when we were doing the stadium runs. But yet, still, he got selected in the squad. Who to tell is that man not lying? So you have diarrhea every Tuesdays and Thursdays? You get me, I say? But at that time, you know, a poor youth from Tivoli Garden, whose family probably not contribute anything to the program at that time. Not to say that that was the case. I am not sure. But if I was going to be left out because I didn't turn up on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, that guy or that player should also be left out. You understand my point? So that was the only quarrel I have with Mr. Alima. When I did talk to him about it after I signed in England. I went back down to watch games. I think he was coaching KC or Excelsior at the time. I'm not sure. I think it was KC he was coaching at the time.
No, KT.
No, it was probably coaching KT, but I think I saw him at a game at KC.
Yeah.
I think I saw him at a game at KC, I remember. I don't know who he was coaching at that time, but I saw him at a game at KC and I was talking to him about it. But he only man's up. And you know, me and him cool, you know, proper cool, but as I said at that time, that was the only thing. So, yeah, man, I got kicked. I never selected for the under 17. And then, story enough for the under 20, I almost never got selected. In fact, I didn't even get invited. You know how I got invited after all my exploits in the Manning Cup? Mm-hmm. After being, you know, scoring 4-5 goals against Campion, beat Campion 9-0. I think I scored 4 goals in that game. I mean, it was the opposition was poor anyway, you know, and things. So, yeah, but you still have to, when you play in a position like that, you still have to win. You still have to do the right things. Yeah. So I scored 4 goals and I was dominating the Manning Cup at that time. And I still wasn't getting a look in for the Jamaica under 20. And my principal, Miss Cynthia Cook, was saying, no, that cannot be. And she was big in ISA, right? Was on the ISA board. And then she was she called him up and said, but hold on there. How Mr. Ricardo full not in the national program in these trials games? And Bertis Bell was the coach at the time. So, you know, Mr. Bertis Bell never knew nothing at the time why the selection happened. And then I was playing for Tivoli Garden and I was scoring goals. So everybody was baffled that I wasn't in the selection. And then, you know, Miss Cynthia got involved and they said they're giving me a trial. You see, when I turn up on National Water Commission field, and I see the Claude Davises and the Damian Stewart, the Stu Pease and the Elmits and the Christopher Nicholas and the Jermaine Johnson and the Lamar and the Ewan Blair and that was some big baller, you know, man. Yeah. You know, youth from all over the island, you know, man. Brother, you see when me pick up the leather, anything from the near post and me crack that, none of them keeper they can't touch that, you know. And that was it, brother. Me got selected from wasn't even been invited. And because of my principal persistence and vouching for me and outfit got to the media, that's how I got a call up on the trial day. And the rest was history, brother. Cheer up, under 20, brother. I scored 14 goals in 14 games for Jamaica under 20. We missed out on the World Cup. I think we came third. We lost to Mexico, Honduras, I think, and we beat Guatemala 2-1. I scored 1 in that game. I think I scored 2 in that tournament. And I have multiple assists as well. And then I went on trial. No, I went in the Pan Am Games in Canada, in same Canada, Winnipeg. I went in on the Pan Am Games and I scored almost 5 goals in like 7 games. We should have done really well in that game. And the semi-final, we got we down to 10 man. I think Claude Davis got a red card. And we ended up losing the game to US 3-1 after leading 1-0. We were dominating that game. We shouldn't have lost that game, but we went to 10 man, ended up losing that game. And we ended up coming, I think, 3rd or 4th. But my exploits in that game, Ricardo Gardner Scout was there. who saw Ricardo and took him to Bolton after the World Cup. And yeah, I went and tried to Charlton, score 5 goals in 3 games. Again, rip up that. What I'm say, you have to earn it, brother.
5 goals in 3 games.
Ryan, a lot of people don't know my history, you know. So I have to elaborate a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because people see my story, they have to understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That's why they have to give respect where respect is due, because they were just giving to me like that, brother.
Yeah.
You get me? I said it wasn't just given to me. I got on multiple trial before that. I got on trial at West Brom before that as well.
Yeah.
You get me? I said I scored 2 goals in 3 games and still never got selected. You get me? I said them choose another striker from QPR at the time.
You've been leaving Jamaica at the age 19, 20.
No, man, I leave Jamaica at 17.
7.
I rode at JC. Remember I told you I got rode at JC? I got to Holland trial, scored 2 goals in 3 games, but Mr. Siaga wanted a little bit too much money at the time. He never really knew about the football.
The business, yeah.
Yeah, at the time he was, you know, he was still don't know him man there in politics and was born out of politics, and you know, he loves sports as well. He loves sports.
Yeah,
so finance, not only football but netball team, basketball team, the drum corps thing.
Yeah.
So
everything
much.
Tivoli have, man. Everything.
So, exactly. So you know. So anyway, rode at JC, went before at West Brom, and all these trials I was scoring goals, but for some reason, you know, they never seem to take me up for whatever reasons, whether because the club want too much money at the time, or they think that somebody else was better at the time. And that's why, you know, a winner is a loser who never gives up, Ryan. Yeah. A winner is a loser who never gives up. You keep going and you keep pushing.
Repeat that again for me, Fuller. Repeat that again.
A winner is a loser who never gives up. Wow. Who keep going.
First, man, come on and get this song, you know?
So, yeah. A winner is a loser, basically, who never gives up. So that was my case, and that was my story. Even you'll hear why I said that when we go on to further down in the interview. But yeah, so went on trial at Charlton because of my exploits in the Pan Am Games for Jamaica under 20. Well, it was under 23, but I got straight into the under 20 because it was Olympic kind of qualifiers, so at the same time back then. Yeah, and I scored 5 goals in 3 games. All these teams I played against was Premier League teams at the time. Southampton beat them 1-0. I scored the 1. I was at Charlton on trial. We played Leicester. We win 2-1. I scored 1 in that game. And they were saying my agent was telling me that they're not convinced. But what happened is that the pitch got frozen because it was winter time too, you know. I remember this was like my first period in England, you know, brother. So, you know, say coming in winter wasn't normal, you know, it was freezing, brother. Freezing. So the pitch got frozen and the game got cancelled. So they put off the game for another month. So I come back to Jamaica. Many people never knew that. Come back up the last game now against Watford. Watford is in the Premier League. I scored 5 goals I scored a hat-trick in that game. So we won 5-2 or 5-3, I think, in that game. So that made the total of 5 goals in 3 games. How many trialists in Jamaica have done that, Ryan?
Yeah.
I can't think any trialist have ever done that. So I've earned the right to be here, brother. And so people have to give us what people don't understand how difficult it is. Them think it was just, you know, like an iceberg. They want to see the tip, but then I realize how much groundwork the iceberg have underneath, how big it is underneath the water where you can't see. That's the amount of work that I have to put in, the disappointments that I have to overcome, both for injuries or for whatever reasons. For me for me to reach personally where I reach, Ryan.
Yeah.
Trust me, nothing short of brilliance. Them not understand, brother.
Yeah.
You get me? So that was how I ended up at Charlton.
Wow. So what happened you didn't sign for Charlton because you scored 3 and Charlton in London, right?
Right?
Charlton in London.
Yeah, they're in London. At that time, they just got promoted to the Premier League as well. They were in the Division 1 and they won the Division 1 and ended to the Premier League.
Yeah.
That time the championship was known as Division 1.
Division 1, yeah, because I was reading because at the time I didn't know, I think the championship was below.
Yeah, they restructured the leagues and then the Division 1 became the championship.
The champion.
League 1, League 2 conference.
Okay, fair enough. So, in the article, doing the research again, brother, I see that you went to Charlton, you went to a team in Denmark.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace is the first team I play for in England in 2001.
Yeah, man. I was on loan from Tivoli.
On loan.
So what happened in that? After when I signed, you have to do a medical for Charlton, right? So 5 goals in 3 games, signed for £1.35 million at the time. You probably see that in the article at the time too. So but when you sign, you have to do a medical. Because you're not spending the money there. And it's like a racehorse. You can't buy a racehorse and properly check the horse if the horse is lame, if the horse have some kind of injury because you have to spend a whole heap of money. 1.35 million at the time. A whole heap of money that's in a brother. We are talking about this was 1999. Sorry. This was 1999 in a brother. So 1.25 million pound was 35 million was a lot of money back then. So sign and you have to do a medical. Went to do the medical where they scan your body, you do X-ray and your MRI scan, they put you through the scan the entire body, all your joints, they check your reflexes. The medical was 4 hours long.
4 hours.
You know when you sign a player Liverpool.
Yeah, man, you have to do a whole heap of medical and stuff.
So I failed medical. So that's why I never signed. End up the deal fell through. They call it, that's the term they use, fell through.
Yeah.
Because I failed the medical. Because what happened, I had a slip disc in my spine. My L5, the disc was slipped. So that's how I ended up I failed the medical. But because I performed so well in the trial game, Alan Kirbysh at the time was the manager for Charlton Athletic. Mervyn Day and Keith Peacock, they were the coaches, decided that no, we have to come to agreement with his agent and they're going to pay for my surgery.
Yeah.
So I did the surgery at Wellington's Hospital in London, opposite Lord's Cricket Ground. The surgery was 6 hours. So I have a titanium cage in my back up to today, this day. So they have to, what happens is that your spine's supposed to be like this. Let me show you. Supposed to be like this. All the way up into your neck. Yeah? So the L5, which is the 5th one lower down my back, was pushed forward like that. So it could happen, I don't know, accident. I had a little accident just before I came up for the last game, where my car went off the road and fall in a ditch. So I had a whiplash, so maybe it happened then. I didn't know. I don't know. But that's what the scan showed, the MRI scan showed. So because of that is a problem. Because what happens is that if you're playing and a player, say, 200 pounds or, I don't know, just a 200 pounds or 250 pounds, fall on your back. Remember, there's nerves that run through your spine. If that nerve got cut or slipped by the disc because the disc was too forward, I could be paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
So because of insurance and all those things, these clubs not going to take that chance. So what happened is that I have to fix that problem before I could get back the deal. You follow?
Yeah.
So what they did was pull back the L5 in line. Because remember, the spine goes like this all the way up. In line. One straight line go. So they have to pull back, and so they do is a titanium cage, put in my back. Still have it in my back now, and they fix the problem. So that took me 13 months to come back. So yeah, a long time.
At what age is still 1920?
Yeah, 1920. It was 1920, and it was like my first time out of Jamaica on trial like that. So I was living in the hotel. So I was crying every night, brother. As I say, I'm in bench when I don't play. When I miss a chance, I used to cry because I'm so. I love it. You see it in my game. Even today, this day, you see it in my game when things happen on the field where it's just a passion. And the love for the sport and the drive and the passion to win and all those things. So anyway, I was out for 13 months for rehab, obviously trial, fitness games, training, all of that period. I was out for 13 months with the surgery. And when I came back, I don't know what happened. My agent messed up with Charlton Athletic, maybe wanted too much money or tried to rip the people off. I don't know what he did. But the deal fell through and they decided I wasn't going to sign me after the 13 months. I was out a long period as well because I didn't came back the same player. because remember I was still young, and that was a massive surgery, 6.5 hours. I mean, when you saw me, I was this thin. I was like a piece of stick compared to before I went in. And yes, I went back to Jamaica. You know,
same 2000, 2001. You went
went back to Jamaica.
How much game you play for Palace? You can correct me. Is it 8 games?
7 games. Because they froze me out. I was supposed to play. The deal was, what happened is that when I went back to Jamaica, and Palace was one of the teams who wanted to sign me. There was Palace, there was Hearts. You'll hear the rest of the story. There's Palace, there's Hearts, there's Liverpool, your team. There was Tottenham, there was West Ham. Remember, Ryan, I play on trial that young, ripping up a trial game. After I play against Matt Letizia, coming back from injury fitness. Cause back then you had the under 23 wasn't the same as the reserve. You had the under 23 different from the reserve team. But now both teams are the same, right?
Yeah.
So you have the reserve team. So the injured first team players, they used to train with the reserve team when they might come back to fitness. So I play against Matt Letizia. I play against Noel Bart Williams for Watford. That about some players who have done well in the Premier League for their respective clubs. So I ripped the trial up. So all those teams wanted to sign me. But Charlton had the first right refusal because I came on trial with them. You follow?
Yeah.
So when that deal fell through now, Palace was one of the teams who wanted to sign me. So they had injuries in their squad. So that's how it became a loan from Tivoli Garden. Yeah?
Palace.
To Palace. With a view, after 9 games, if I played 9 games, they would have to sign me. It wasn't 1.35 anymore because I done so well in the game and so many teams wanted to sign me. The figure went up to 3.5 million now.
Wow.
So a lot of money. So that's how I ended up at Crystal Palace on loan from Tivoli Garden.
Okay, fair enough. So coming back to Tivoli Garden, spend a good look of time in somewhere where you want to be in England. How difficult it is to come back home to adjust to play in the English Premier League, and how you feel at the time and your family.
Ryan, that is why them say I give this situation to Manningsman and this story to Manningsman. A story, but words of wisdom basically, and the truth. That's what it is. Talent is just a basic requirement. Yeah. Yeah. Listen what I say. Talent is just a basic requirement. It's the mental toughness that decide the real winners. You understand? It is hard work. It is first of its discipline. It is hard work. It is passion. It is sacrifice. It is never give up, perseverance, and it is the love of what you do. You have to have the skill, the talent, and the will. But the will have to be stronger than the skill. You know why that is said, Ryan? Is in that situation. Mentally, Ryan, when I came back from that trial because of all that money that I was going to change my family life, people I love, remember we grew up poor, we were born poor in Jamaica. Tivoli Garden, another poor community, a poor boy. This was a life changer for me to help my family back home, to help my friends, to help people in general in Jamaica. You hear what I say? So to see that taken away because I had that injury in my back, and come through all those 13 months worth of hard work to get back to where I was, somewhere to where I left off, and then the deal fell through. I didn't get the deal at the end. It was like I was going mad. You understand what I say, brother? Mentally, I was a wreck. But I was always mentally tough. I was always mentally strong. Football is playing with 60 to 70% with the mind, psychology, mindset, mentality. 30 to 40% physical, practical ability. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you're not mentally tough in that situation, Ryan, I wouldn't have reached where I reached. So I was a wreck. You understand? You follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bridging. Can you imagine, Bridging? Oh
man, I cried. I mean, even when I was going through the rehab, I lived at my agent place for a month before Charlton put me up in an apartment in London, Southeast London, in Blackheath. I was in a place called Blackheath, Southeast London, in an apartment, club apartment. So it was closer to Charlton, so I could go in every morning for rehab because I was doing my rehab with them. And so because they paid for everything, surgery and everything, because they wanted to sign me. And still keep the first right refusal. And things. So I was crying, man, because I couldn't walk. I was basically, you carry over when you mess with your spine in the brother back then, So I was so lucky, or so blessed, I should say. I was so blessed. Because if I wasn't blessed, my career was over a long time before it even started. And as we go on in my career, you'll hear the other stories. Like, if I wasn't mentally tough, I wouldn't have reached where I reached. I'm sure a lot of Jamaicans know that as well. A lot of football people in Jamaica know that as well.
Bro, yeah. I'm telling you, you're telling me this right now, Bridging. Can feel it, Bridging. Can feel it, Bridging. Right? Big up to all of the people them who has been calling in. I really appreciate you. I will give you a chance at the back end of the show. Right? So big up to all of the Fuller fans them. I'm getting a lot of message right now. People them in the comment section. I'm not ignoring you guys. I really appreciate it. But hit the like button, and if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right? Very, very important. Let's jump right into it. You come back to Jamaica, playing for Tivoli Garden. 2001, 2002, that same year. All this come about art in Scotland. All this loan deal come about.
Yeah, well, it's Paris first. So I trained with Sammy. Remember Sammy? He used to be conditioning coach. I think he worked with Portmore.
Yeah, I'm bro, Sammy, man.
Yeah, man. So Sammy trained with Sammy. Yeah, man. Trained with Sammy at GC Foster. Get back to full fitness and went back. When I went back to Crystal Palace, I struggled because I was out for 13 months. Mentally, I was there or thereabouts. I wasn't, 100%, but I was still ticking over. I was still going because I was still tough, mentally tough. But after something like that, it was difficult. So I struggled at Crystal Palace. So I played 7 games, and I think I had 2 penalties. Clinton Morrison took those penalties and scored. I never scored no goal there in those 7 games. And by then, I think Simon Jordan, who was the owner of Crystal Palace at the time, filtered down to the coach, Alan Smith, at the time that, we're not going to do this deal with this player. So you can froze him out, forgive me, because if we played him in 9 games, the deal automatically will have to go through. And they will have to fork out $3.5 million. For a player who, in all fairness, I wasn't the same person who went on trial because the surgery was a big surgery and I didn't came back the same. So anyway, that failed again. So I went back to Jamaica, Ryan.
Yeah.
You see? You follow? That's why I said you have to be mentally tough. That decide the real winner. You get me? So trained with Sammy again, and I think my lucky star come about because Hearts, remember I told you? Hearts was one of the teams who wanted to sign me as well because I did so well during that trial for Charlton Athletic where I scored the 5 goals in 3 games. And Hearts season started and they had 6 months remaining, but the strikers were injured. Yeah. All strikers, 3 strikers that they had was injured. And they had 1 who was basically struggling. So they needed another striker. And the scout who saw me in that game said to the new manager who just took over, Jim Jeffries was the manager at Hearts. He went to Dunfermline and Craig Levine just took over. And Craig Levine said he needed a striker. So he approached the scout who was the same scout who saw me in those games, said to Craig Levine, who was Hearts manager at the time, like, I have a player, Ricardo Fuller did really well in this trial game. I think he'd come here and do really well. And he's coming back to full fitness now. Maybe you can have a look at him. And Craig Levine said, okay, yeah, let's see him. Bring him up. So we're gonna sign him for a loan for 3 months because they were so desperate that I didn't went on trial. They just signed me on the word of mouth or the vouching for by the scout. The scout vouched for me and they signed me on loan for 3 months. Yeah. So that's how I ended up at Hearts. So the first game now, struggle, Ryan, because remember, mentally I was still recovering, even though it has been a while now, but I needed games. Because when I went back, I wasn't playing for Tivoli because I didn't want to get injured, and I know that trials was coming up in England. Yeah. So I was still with the national team though training, but I wasn't getting games. And when you're coming from injuries, what makes you get back to where you left off is games. And you
Playing.
can train all day long, you know, but playing in games is a total different scenario. You understand? So I needed the games. So the first game for Arts, struggle. Second game for Arts, struggle. I could start to hear the fans them start to murmur. Because you know you can hear fans when they touch the ball and the ball gone way out there. So I have to control the ball and everything was upside down because remember, in the back of my head, failure was always there because of what happened. Remember, I started out like a bomb, you know, because I was scoring goals for fun during primary school, high school, Jamaica under 20, everywhere. So I was ripping it up. So I didn't know failure like that. But when the failure happened, it was such a shock that it was affecting me. So by the third game now, bam, control the ball and beat a man and miscontrol and the ball went out for throw. I never forget the fans and start ready to start booming, brother. Can you know fans like?
Yeah,
everybody thinks that, yo, this ball has scored 5 goals in 3 games. Them forgot, say, after that, me had massive injuries. Nobody now look on that. Them look on him need to hit the ground, running. You get what I'm saying? Because the scout vouched for me and taught me up and say, oh, yo, he's going to be the man to transform Arts fortune. And brother, all of them 3 games, I'm going to go back in my apartment because remember, me alone live between us and I have somebody to talk to me. I could say, Ray. I mean, never have done the money that we could have got on my phone and think and call back home. Because I never think about home. I never think about nothing about Jamaica. Because I never see nothing about Jamaica. I must focus on England and on arts. And for make it tunnel vision, brother. You get me? I say? That me I focus on. I don't want no outside noise. For your affect, brother. Because I already a struggle already within my own self. You get me? I say, brother? And by the 4th game now, I cry every night. I go back at the apartment, you know, brother. Because I say, I can't believe this will come to. Me used to score and go so fun. I mean, it's like me can't control the ball, me can't dribble, me can't score, me feel like heavy. And brother, the way I feel heavy, after the 3rd game, leading up to the 4th game, I'm going to the barber shop and I'm ball off me, brother. Because I say, brother, I have to find myself.
Yeah.
Ball off me, brother. It's a woman trim me to you, brother. Them call it a all-in-one. She never outline me up and say, no, so me just trim off everything without detail my head, brother. So I look like a proper. Me never know me look like, brother. I'm a ball off me, me never forget my ball off me. Because I say I'm going to that game now. Different person. Because remember, brother, the fans them you start with the murmuring, you know.
Your back and thing, yeah.
Yeah, and the murmuring, I mean know what that's like when the booing start, brother, you have a problem for recover, brother. Yeah. And the 4th game come, I never forget the ball come over. I remember for Celtic or Dumfirming. One of them we I play, brother. The ball come over, brother, and I beat the defender, run on it and latch on it, top of the 18, just inside the 18 to an angle, brother. You see when my leg go, unleash the right foot on it, brother. And the ball goes room in the back of the net, brother. The amount of, the weight will come off from me, brother, may I tell you, it's like, I feel like 1,000 pounds lighter, brother, when the goal is going at the back of the net, when the ball is flying at the back of the net, brother.
You breathe your confident now.
Brother, the rest is history. As I said, striker breeds confidence. The more a striker score goals, the more you get confident. And striker live and die off confidence. And what gives you confidence? Goals. Brother, you see that one goal there, brother? Destroy Edinburgh, brother, and Scotland, brother. My team come, I think, was 3rd. Behind Celtic and Rangers, because remember back then you can't challenge them team. Them team
none of them 2 teams.
Any class and score much goal. For Celtic back then, Bobo Balde, Ronald De Boer.
That means he was the first Jamaican to play in the Scottish Premier League.
I think so.
But no, because
no. Well, Bert, because Frank Fitzroy Simpson was a player of arts before me, but not Jamaican born. I was the first Jamaican born.
You was the first, and even same Omar Adele was.
Omar Adele went to Motherwell.
Yeah, he was the second Jamaican player.
Yeah.
But you have other English players who play for Jamaica.
I think Fitzroy Simpson was the first, but he wasn't born in Jamaica, guys.
Yeah.
So I end up score, I think 11 goals in 24 games. If my memory serves me correctly. 11 goals in 24 games. I get 2 player of the month. Run Scotland. My 3-month loan became till the end of the season.
Let's say score because this statistic it says score 27 goals and loan.
No man. I think it's 27 games. 27. No, it would have been 27 games then. No, man, I think I scored 11 goals or something like that.
11 goals. So that
Yeah,
means
11 goals.
this,
Yeah, I
this
scored just over 10 goals, I remember. So 11 and 12. So, I scored 11 goals in 20 odd games. Play of the month twice in 6 months, because my 3 months loan went to the end of the season, which is the last 3 months. So I did only 6 months at Hearts.
At Hearts.
Yeah, and again, them couldn't afford me because Mr. Siaga still want him 3.5 million. Because me a boss up.
Change. Price
Never.
never.
Everything changed, man, because I find back my feet, brother, because mentally I was tough. Because remember, I said, during that time when me a struggle, you know, me still a work hard, you know. Brother, me I run the stadium. Brother, me do one give a story. So, during the loan, the first 3 months, my team, we used to play 5-a-side in training. At the end of the training, at some training sessions, usually on Thursday, we lose about 15-5 in a 5-a-side game. Yeah? Basically, red bib or blue bib play. We lose 15-5, brother. My team was on the losing end. You know what Craig Levy and Neck would do? The losing team, we have to drive down to the stadium and we have to do 25 laps. No, we have to do 15 laps in 25 minutes.
15 laps.
Around the pitch. So the cones were set up around the pitch and we have to run. Brother, you know how much seconds a lap you have to do? That's about 40 seconds or 50 seconds a lap, that, you know. So you have to constantly go like that, you know, 15 times, you know, brother. Non-stop. Brother, when I'm done, me I see stars. I couldn't feel my legs. Me I stand up and me I drop. You ever see a marathon when they after the race?
Yeah.
Then I drop down and him vomit, brother. I vomit out blood, brother. Those are the training me I forgot you, brother. And the mindset of my heart, brother. Remember, it wasn't easy to get back to where I was.
Yeah.
Brother, tough thing. Yeah, so, man, and the rest is history.
Before we go on to Preston, because it's another story that when they got Preston now.
Yeah, man, brother. I mean, my life never easy, brother.
What's the difference? Because I always, as a goalkeeper, I like running. Me run with the ball. I think when you're running the ball, you're never tired. But running without the ball, you're tired. Is this the same for you?
No, Ryan, you have it the wrong way around. Running with the ball is harder than just running. Because when you're running the ball, you have to touch the ball, so you constantly breathe in and out more. Yeah. Dribbling with the ball is more difficult than running without the ball.
Yeah, I prefer.
That's why players who dribble with the ball, how fit they have to be. Look who running the ball. Salah, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. You know how fit these players are. Mbappe, Neymar. Any player who loves to dribble with the ball, he must be super fit, brother. So running with the ball is harder than running without the ball.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Preston. You tear it up in Hearts. You're back.
Ricardo. So Hearts couldn't afford me at the time. Because Mr. Siaga want him 3.5 million. The man, he's up half him in 3.5 million. And so Hearts, Preston came in now with a matching figure. I don't know how much that was. Because I never inquired about that. That wasn't my money, except 10% of that usually. When you sign, you're supposed to get player is supposed to get 10% off the sign-on fee. So once you never asked to leave the club. So your parent club. So Hearts, Preston signed me. The manager of Preston was now Craig Brown, because David Moyes was the manager before him. Went on to Everton. He got the job at Everton. He went on to Everton. Craig Brown just finished the World Cup that year, 1998, with Scotland, and he got the club job for Preston. But Craig Brown, being a Scottish manager and a Scotsman, would have heard about my exploits in Scotland.
Yeah.
You follow?
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up in. Craig Brown ended up coming in for me and brought me to Preston North End. So that's how I ended up at Preston North End. And again, the rest is history. Rip it up, score 31 goals in 63 games, and in that process acquire so many injuries that had, decimated me the rest of my career. But I never gave up, I never gave up. And in the same process, the first year, I was on what 9 goals in I think 15 games or 14 games, something like that. And Liverpool came in. Liverpool came in for me. I remember, I think I told you that story.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
bro. I remember.
I met with Gerard and my agent. And when the transfer would have opened in January, the deal would have gone through.
Yeah.
The 30th of 6 million, I think it was at the time. The deal would have gone through, and on the 30th of November, I was playing against Coventry, and this big defender, Eastern European defender, Konjic, his name was Konjic, used to be for Coventry. I went up for a ball, Preston versus Coventry. Went up for a ball, I was flick it on, and in the air, the process, I flicked the ball. I obviously touched the ball before. Him tried to edit out. Him head me actually in the back of my head. Bam! So in the air coming down, I was unconscious. I was being knocked out from in the air. So when I land, my body went one way and my legs went the other way. So I ruptured my ACL on my left knee, 75%. That's just the nature and the story of my life. Every time I was on the verge of getting a big move, here comes some bad injury or some disappointment or something. So so that's how Liverpool deal fell through. So I never get to realize my dream of playing in the Premier League at that year, at that stage.
Yeah, that was back in 2000. I mean, I tell you the date exactly.
It's 2001.
2001. No, 2000.
No, sorry, 2002. 2002 that was.
Yeah, 2002, 2004.
Yeah.
All right. I was watching something on Sky. I think a Sky might have watched it pan. This was like 10 years ago. When not 10 years ago. Recently, Jamie Carragher were talking. I think Garrett never asked him who are the two centre forward always give a problem in the Premier League. I'm tell you, say, brother, the man call a name first, Henry, and the man say, why them two players give you the hardest? Man say, listen, they're skillful, they jiver. Man say, when you jiver with the ball, sometimes him feel like he might win it, and you just move with the front him. Him say him always have problem playing against Fuller and Thierry Henry. They're quick, they're skillful with both feet, and they're strong.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, for here Fuller name mentioned with Jamie Carragher say, yo, difficult to play against you and thing. Always, bro, watching the Premier League, and I started to watch the Premier League 2006.
Yeah.
Watch the Premier League, and doing this research, I realized that you scored the first goal for Stoke City back in the Premier League 2008.
Yeah, man.
We'll get back there, but
Jamie Carragher give me a maximum respect, man, because as I said, respect and trust is earned, brother. Man, I give respect just like that. Show it at you. You have to earn that.
Yeah.
And even though I come from Jamaica, and Jamaica don't have no tradition in football as such, so them think, a Jamaican player now will just come, especially Jamaican born and bred, other than John Barnes, come and do so well, they would have feel say, it will take him likely or him not good enough. But no, you have to make them know so you can do it. You get me? I say you have to believe in yourself and be confident. You have to be confident and believe in yourself fearlessly. And any team I play up against, any defender, whether that be Vidic, Carragher, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, brother, them know them in a game. If them not come in the May game, them in a trouble, brother. And I've always been like that. So yeah, man, Jamie Carragher he knows.
This is our next quote from a big quote. Jose Mourinho talk about you in a press conference. He set my boy on you. This Sterling Freudheim.
Yeah, man, a dirty boy, man. Me get red card against him. He did that deliberately. As I said, Jose Mourinho is a master of his trade, and I fall into the trap, and that's when I get the red card for against what's his name? Ivanovic.
He's a dirty player, brother.
Dirty player, but Mourinho knew what he was doing because he knew at the time I wasn't in good frame of mind. But we'll get to that. But yeah, man, I understand.
Yeah. So I'm just tell you the big quote them when I read and thing, and them come across. So all right, playing well at Preston Norton, having a good season back in 2002, 2004. What next for you? 2 seasons, yeah. You play for this thing. What next for you? Come a big club like Portsmouth. Coach at the time, Coach Tottenham Spurs, legend. I think him and Lampard a cousin.
No, not cousin. Lampard, mother, auntie is his wife.
Yeah. So
That mother, sister is Mr. Harry Redknapp's wife.
yeah.
Harry Redknapp.
He's the next person to talk highly about you. So I'm telling you, the people that will talk highly about you and give you a credit.
Yeah.
He signed up for Portsmouth. Portsmouth a big club. When I watch Premier League, brother, Portsmouth a big club, brother.
Yeah, man.
Money
Yeah,
and all of them
Portsmouth
stuff.
won the FA Cup too, you know.
Yeah.
But not a lot of lower league team won FA Cup, you know. That's a big trophy that.
Yeah. Who Portsmouth beat? I think they beat Arsenal.
One of them team, I don't know, but they won it. Remember they won it. They won it with Defoe them and Kanu them.
Yeah. Bro, only a big baller play for Portsmouth, you know.
Yeah.
But a tricky situation at this present card. Doing the research, I never know this. By reading and doing the research fuller, I realized that you play for two rival clubs, or you manage to play for Southampton and Portsmouth. But talk to me about Portsmouth first before you go to Southampton.
Yeah, man, I get it, man. As I say, I have to elaborate. People might think that I go on too long, but it's just the way it is, you know, brother. And this is what happened. Because if I tell you, miss out certain part, you're not going to really understand where I really got through. Because you want to know about me or what my life and my legacy is or was about,
yeah,
you understand where I come from. So, so I leave Preston. Oh, when I scored 31 goals, 63 games at Preston, Redknapp came in. Redknapp became the Portsmouth manager. Then went to the Premier League. They got promoted. Yeah. Went to the Premier League, and I decided that we need a player who could keep the ball, who would give defenders trouble and stuff like that. But here comes my name. And Redknapp have always been an admirer of me from a long time because, as I say, a lot of managers respect me and like me from back then, from Hearts days. Well, from prior.
And that alone, brother, you murder them, come read, say you scope on these manager teams.
Yeah, man, as well. That's why managers give you respect. You know football, man. People, respect is earned, trust is earned. So, so him decided to come in for me. I think it was 5 million or whatever. But hear the story again. What do you think happened? Feel the medical again.
Yeah.
Nature of my life.
So you can correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry if I cut you, but reading the thing, I write down something, bro. You feel about chi medical, bro. Or you feel
every medical I feel, I wouldn't pass the medical. I do. You just have to trust me as a manager. That's why I have to give Mr. Tony Pulis so much credit and Harry Redknapp and all those managers who took the chance with me, brother. And I repaid them back as well as I could.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, failed the medical at Portsmouth. So, gutted again, cried again, because I said, again, another one. Jeez, and anyway, you know that when you leave a club or I leave Preston, because remember, Preston fans love me, you know, them people idolize me, you know, like me in a legendary status of Preston, you know, brother. Like Sir Tom Finney and all them man, you know, so imagine me left Preston, but me left Preston because I wanted a challenge. I want any player playing in the lower leagues wanted to test themselves in the Premier League. Premier League are one of the best leagues in the world. If I'm a player playing in the Division 1 at the time, or the Championship, and a team from the Premier League come in, I'm not going to say no. And as well, I didn't want Ask to leave. Is the club wanted to sell me because they were making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You get me I say? But at the same time, fans will be fans, just like Marty's situation right now.
Yeah.
No matter how him do, you certainly like have some Liverpool fans that are killing him because I'm leaving.
True.
We're seeing that, you know it goes. So I'll same thing for me, brother. So yeah, that was the case. So when I feel the medical, I have to go back to Preston. Because I still have 1 year left at Preston though.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to Preston. So my fans them, my own Preston fans, they used to say, Ricardo Fuller, the greatest and all these things. Them start put up placard. Judas. Brother. Horrible, brother.
Yeah.
You know, England are normal, brother. Horrible. I can remember saying me already I suffer from feeling the medical, you know.
Yeah.
And that mental state because of feeling a medical and because what happened before in the past, in my earlier years. It wasn't easy, and then to go back to your parent club and your own fans them turn against you, it's like you feel like the world are come down, the world are closing for you, brother. It's like you can't breathe. That's how I felt at the time. You say, I said, brother, rough. But that's why I have to give Mr. Redknapp so much credit because Mr. Redknapp got to the owner and let him know, listen, if you don't sign Ricardo Fuller, this player I am going to resign.
Yeah?
Yeah, the man vouched me. I saw me end up going back to Portsmouth and the deal got through. Because what them do? Them sign a deal as a pay-as-you-go deal.
Yeah.
Because I feel the medical and what happened that is my knee. My knee keeps swelling up.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the first season I had the ACL problem when I had to go to America, Richard Stedman, Colorado to do the surgery. And I was out for 8.5 months. Yeah.
And that again.
Brother, my story about life never easy. 8.5 months, and then the second season, and I was ripping it up again. I was out for 3 months because I then kicked me upon my right knee and my patella lick on my bone, and it caused my cartilage to split. So I had to do an arthroscopy to clean out the fluid and the debris in my right knee. So basically, the left knee had a ACL, and that can go anytime. And the right knee had arthroscopy, where it keeps swelling up because the kneecap keep rubbing on my cartilage, and my cartilage keep wearing and tearing.
Yeah.
And, you know, every now and again I have to every day I have to take an anti-inflammatory. For 15 years, every day I have to take an anti-inflammatory. Many people never know that. Because my knee keeps swelling up when I train and when I play. So because of that situation, and I already love me so much and know that I could do that job for him, vouch for me, and they come with a pay-as-you-go deal. So the pay-as-you-go deal was, say I was supposed to be on like 20 grand at that time. They would give me 10 grand as appearance or per week, but if I play, I get the other 10 grand. As long as I play, whether that be 5 minutes or 10 minutes, as long as I play. You understand? Yeah. So that's how it went. So that's how I ended up playing for Portsmouth, and I struggled for Portsmouth. Even though we did what I did what my job was there to do, but as well as a striker and a personal job is there to score goals. You know that. Striker get marks and scoring goals.
Yeah.
And I only scored 1 goal in that game. Well, I scored 2 goals, 1 in the league and 1 in the cup. And I struggled badly because obviously no excuse, because I'm a man, I don't find excuse. We get on with it. But my knee was giving problems, and you know, that's why swelling up and down. Still managed to play a lot of games, but a lot of those games was, you know, coming on our subs. But we achieved the goal, which was never to get relegated. Because, you know, lower league club like that at that time in the Premier League. And as now too. You talk about the Leeds who survive, the other clubs who just came up from the Championship who survive. It's always been like that. Lower league clubs, their job is to really survive. Then you can build on that the next season. Then next season, improve the squad and build on that. So the first season back in the Premier League, we survived. We achieved our job as a team of, you know, Premier League status. In that process, I scored 2 goals, 1 in the league and 1 in the cup. And I struggled basically because normally I score goals. Even though I performed well and playing games, but individually and personally, I did not score as many goals as I would like for whatever reasons. And things. So I read not now. Fall out with the owner, Milan Mandaric, another Eastern European guy. And Southampton got relegated from the Premier League and went to Southampton. So who is going to draw for? Who dominated the championship and know the championship at the back of his hand? Me. So in draw for me, you know, me and Nigel Quasi. And he thought that I could, you know, get Southampton promoted under his leadership and his his boss, obviously being the gaffer. So that's how I ended up at Portsmouth. I had 2 years left on my contract. The new technical director came in, Ziyech, a guy from Serbia, came in at Portsmouth and tell me that, well, I'm not going to be in his plans because, you know, I didn't score many goals and he didn't think I could, you know, I'm going to last the season because of my knee situation. And when a manager or technical director come and tell you that, what you going to do? Stay and fight? Yeah, I could stay and fight, yes. But if I read not vouch for me, and me do have to move house, and him the next door to me, and him come in for me, it's not rocket science, me I gotta go. Because them man, they fought for me to come to Portsmouth. Him could have easily well never fought for me, and I would have ended up staying at Preston and would have an opportunity to play in the Premier League. So me have to give respect where respect is due. So weigh up all of that option, I went to Southampton. So that's how I ended up at Southampton.
Yeah. So he went to Southampton 2005, 2006. How many goals he score? And this it shows he scored 9 goals from 31 appearance. Is that correct?
I think it's 11 goals, 2 in the cup and 9 in the league.
11.
So yeah, so that's overall. So I think most of those stats are correct still. So I don't know, but I could always go back and check. I never check because there's a lot of games, lot of clubs. Yeah. So when I went to Southampton, struggled because remember I was struggling from Portsmouth with my knees.
Yeah.
So struggled the first few games, and Harry, the technical director, fell out with Milan Mandaric because he's an owner. Sometimes you have owners who give problems, you know.
Yeah.
So he fell out with the technical director that came in, who him brought in, and he fell out with him, and the fans love Harry Redknapp. So they call up Harry Redknapp, and he has no choice but to bring back Harry Redknapp. So Harry Redknapp went back to Portsmouth. But you know it's not easy when you have two rivals to win from Portsmouth to Southampton and Southampton to Portsmouth. Maybe you could do that as a manager, but as a player, I don't think that has ever been done in the history of the game. So I already decided to leave me there. So the first season, we did well. Never got promoted. And the second season, because I signed a 3-year deal, the second season now is what happened now. And no, I read up, sorry, yeah, the first season, 2 seasons aside. The first season, I read up, went back after I think 10 games or whatever it was. And then George Burley came in as the manager. George Burley, a Scottish manager, used to manage Ipswich, came in, decided that he might bring in his players. Southampton looking on the verge of getting rid of the players who are on Premier League wages. Because remember, my contract was transferred from Portsmouth to Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah, so new managers come in, like to bring in their own players, don't they?
Yeah.
So that's the situation I was facing. So anyway, the man dropped me out of the team, trained with the team, match day come, me in the squad, me in the stand. It's a way of showing you that they want you out. You know them little mind game with them play. You know the team play. I've been in it long enough, so you know it go. These are the things that they do to try and show you that, yo, find another club. They never tell you, but they do, they basically say that. So anyway, Joe Ryle, Man City manager, Everton manager, took up the job at Ipswich. And he was one of the players who liked me from Everton. When I was at Preston, he would try to sign me when he was at Man City, and he tried to sign me when he was at Everton. Never materialized for whatever reason. Him took the job at Ipswich. I went on loan to Ipswich.
Right.
Southampton want me to do the 3 months to the end of the season. I said, no, I'm going to do 1 month. Because 3 months remaining now. So I'm going to do 1 month. So I said, okay, then fine. Played 3 games.
Scored 2 goals.
2 goals.
Yeah.
When I scored the 2 goals, Southampton was 22nd in the table. Remember, Southampton, a big club, and they got relegated the year before.
Yeah.
Struggled the first season of the championship. 22nd. So, he will call me back now. Because, good thing, they were pushing in the Southampton people were pushing for me to do the end of the season. They want to get me off of the wage bill, you know.
Yeah.
Push me to do a permanent 3-month loan, you know. If I had a 3-month loan, they would have got relegated. Luckily, I didn't want it to go to Ipswich. I wanted to stay at Southampton and fight because I decided I'm not run no more. They're going to fight for my position. You get me? Even though I know the manager don't want me, they're going to stand up and fight. You get me? If you play well, you have to play you.
Yeah.
So, Bob's the one thing, and me come back from loan, they're 22nd. So I come back, because I start finding my feet now, and I go to Stedman and he tell me how to look after my knee, because I remember my knee keeps swelling up and swelling down, and I have to dip on anti-inflammatory. Naproxen. I change from diclofenac to naproxen. Then they have, what's the other one name? Diclofenac, naproxen, Voltaren, Cataflam. I know the whole of them, brother, because I remember every single day for 15 years, I have to take one because of my knee. You get me, master brother?
Wow.
And when I come back now, I start to play well now and think at Ipswich and come back to Southampton. Brother, I score in about 11 games. I score must say 9 goals. No, I scored. No, I already had 2 goals when I did leave before. So I end up for 7 goals in 11 games to take it to 9 for Southampton. I get player of the month for the last month, the last 3 months leave. And I saved Southampton. We went from 22nd to 10th in the table. Respectable. Because remember Southampton a big club, you know, even though them got relegated from Championship. We finished 10th. We scored 11 goals in as many games as I say. We got player of the month and we saved Southampton. And we have 1 left on my contract. So that's the story with Southampton.
Wow. Here comes the legend story now. Stoke City came 2006, 2012. Bridging over 200 appearance, 50 goals for Stoke City. How this come about? Because this is where me know you, Ricardo. I mean, I know when you play for Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
I know you when I play for Stoke City, when you clone out Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, because the Premier League a big thing.
Big thing. That's when me know.
Bro,
remember me I watch a clip, brother, you score a goal, brother, where the ball play through for Stokes and you flick it over, so. And
that's down to that. After the first game at the back in a Stoke from 22 years absence from the Premier League for the club.
Bro, the commentator said, if Bergkamp score that goal, you know, everybody talk about it. And I want to tell you,
that's true, brother. That's true. Brother, I still not get the credit. No disrespect to anybody. I was never an arrogant person or a biased person or a prejudiced person. But I don't feel I get the credit that I truly deserve. Yes, from the fans, yes, and from Stoke fans, yes, for sure. But from people up in decision-making positions, and the wider, England people rate me, yes, but in terms of that goal and stuff that I have done throughout my career with all of the obstacles and the setbacks and all that I have faced, I don't think I got the credit I deserve as a Jamaican. As well as being a Jamaican. You know, we have it 3 or 4 times harder than every other nation. You get me?
I agree with you on that. But you see that goal they score, Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling and Jamie Vardy, they were showing back that goal. Bergkamp goal and your goal.
Yeah.
I tell you, all of the 3 man them go for you. Say, yo, that goal, it's difficult because the defender come towards you, you flick it, and it never drop on the ground in there one time.
No, it drop on the ground. It take a touch. What happened? The difficulty was the 360 turn at that pace. Yeah. Many players would have lost their footing and fall over. That wasn't easy, brother. Bergkamp one was a little bit more standstill. Yes, it misled the defender because the ball come, him back turn to goal, the ball come, him touch it to the right, and him turn to the left. So it basically fooled the defender. But it's from a standing position. You understand? Right?
Moving position.
Yeah, from a standing position. I'm from a moving position where I had to turn 360 at speed, at pace, and the ball had to travel, run, bounce, and Dennis Beckham was in the middle of the goal. I was at a acute angle.
Yeah.
And Brad Friedel wasn't the Mickey Mouse goalkeeper.
Top goalkeeper, United.
The top 3 goalkeeper in the season that year. And has been consistently performing in the Premier League for many years and also on different clubs.
Liverpool, Tottenham and Spurs,
Aston Villa.
Play for United States. I think he played for Everton too, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he has always been in the top 3, or probably top 2, or even one of the best at the time. So, that's why I said, Ryan, that, man, I know, but all said and done, I never let that get to me. I just keep beat it in them head same way. No matter what them want to think or what them want to say, or if they give me the ratings, me not watch that, brother. Me not care what nobody want to say. Once we catch up on the field, if you not depend your A game on that day, you're in a trouble, brother. Whoever you may be, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Arsenal especially. Arsenal come like a baby.
I'm a baby, brother. No fun on the deal, man.
I want to talk to you about a quote from Raheem Sterling. I put them together. You know. Raheem Sterling said, play in the Premier League, you inspire him as a Jamaican. come from Jamaica,
Yeah.
him born in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's 5 or 7, I think.
It's not birth camp. And even him said the credit, Ricardo Fuller, what he has done, he don't get the credit. I hear him talk an interview on Sportsmax, not Sportsmax, on Sports Flow.
Yeah.
Him talk about, and him say, Ricardo Fuller do not get the credit when him deserve, but he worked me it up for many Jamaican. He use him idol and all of them things. And even I see him go, I say, yo, if a bird camp or Tyranny score, all of the people in England that talk about this. Fantastic.
Yeah, man, without being biased, of course. Absolutely right, brother. I'm not being biased, or obviously. Because I'm a friend, I know him, or because me I'm friend to him, I say that. No, it's there for the eyes to see. It's the truth. But as I say, brother, when I met that, them thing they get to me, we just keep going. As I say, a winner is a loser who never gives up. Who keep on improving and keep going. Okay. Never give up, brother.
All right, big up to all the people in the comment section. Dr. Joyful give the most credit. Big up yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Mike, anyway, that's sports. Big up to all of you guys down in the comment section. Georgia girl, big up yourself. Mike, thank you very much for the donation. You remember this goal against West Ham? I don't remember that one. You remember this?
Man. And one of the goal of the season,
yeah.
Every club I go, I get most valuable player and goal of the season for like 5 years straight. I pressed at Stoke too. 5 years straight. But the 6 years at Stoke, I'm gonna get it 5 years in a row. Should I get it the 6th year? But because the club is in a problem at the time, and because might leave or might stay, I think they robbed me that one. But every club I gonna always get most club. I've always get leading goal scorer or goal of the season. That West Ham goal was goal of the season for that year.
Yeah. I have to check out that one. But it come about going to Stoke City, and may I tell you, brother, may I tell him, read, bro, people them in a Stoke, brother, the man them say you're the best number 10. May I ask you believe you're the best number 10 because over 700 odd people been said, yo, Fuller are the best number 10. They love it, them God down the bridge, right? But you are the best number 10, play for Fulham, play for Stoke City.
Absolutely, Ryan. You're as good as who you think you are. Brother, if you don't believe say you're the best, you will never be the best. You think you can ask if you ask Ronaldo if Messi better than him, I'll tell you Messi better than him.
Yeah.
If you ask Messi say Ronaldo better than him, Messi will tell you Ronaldo better than him.
Yeah.
No way. I remember Ibrahimovic once said he was a youth. I think when he was in youth club, was it
Put in Lisbon?
No man, Ibrahimovic.
Oh, Ibrahimovic.
When he was in Sweden at his youth club. I forgot the name of the club. And they asked him at the time, any class was in the national team and he was coming through. Any class was the main man for Sweden and scored much goal. And I'm asking him if any class is better than him. And him say, better than what? You crazy? I am the greatest player ever to play for Sweden. And who is Ibrahimovic right now?
Yeah. Legend, bro.
He is the greatest player that played for Sweden. So you have to believe in yourself fearlessly. I hear you this morning with the Dujan Richards thing. I understand a lot of things. You have to believe in himself fearlessly.
I know, brother. What's so much I'm feeling, brother?
You have to believe that he's the best player ever because what that is doing to him, is preparing his mind, preparing his mentality. You understand? You're as good as who you think you are. You understand?
You know him? You know him?
He's instilling in himself. Because remember, if an egg is broken on the outside, life ends. It is broken on the inside, life begins. So whatever is inside his head is what's going to be most important for him. Belief and confidence, very important.
Yeah. So, Stoke City now. People them say are the best ball ever play for Stokes, brother. Mara Hawk said that. Do you believe it?
Yeah, man, of course, brother. Of course, as we say, when we go, anywhere we go, once we touch that football, you see, many people don't, some people know and some people may not know. Football is my life and my life is football. Even now, being retired, I eat, sleep, dream football. Play a lot of charity games and no matter what. Winning is everything. Yes, it's for a great cause, but once that whistle goes, I want to win. May I win it in the nicest way and rightful way, but I want to win. I want to score 10 goals. I want to score 20 goals. I want to win. And that's what I'm about. Football is my salvation, brother. Football is my everything. And that's my belief. So when me go to Stoke, no matter who was the main striker there, so he always was going to be in problem from me arrive there, so. Because when you go there, so it's like a gorilla, you know, gorilla. Once them going to pack, you know, a lion, you know. Once them going to them pride, you know, and them say a main lion, you know. He want to be the main man, you know, because if I'm the main man, you know, I saw it all going. He going to run the thing, you know, brother. Because it is said, you know, picture this. A lion leading a pack of 20 dogs. Let me put it first. A dog leading a pride of 20 lions. Those lions will act like a dog because the leader is a what? A dog, right? But you have one lion leading a pack of 20 dogs. Those dogs will act like lions. You know why? Because the leader is a lion. The leadership is very important. So if I go to Stoke and I don't try to dominate, because that is me, I always want to do better. If I go in a club and I see James Beattie, or James Beattie coming at Stoke, and me there at Stoke, and James Beattie is a renowned Premier League player, played at Everton, Blackburn, and Southampton, has scored many goals, and I am a Premier League player who this is my second season in the Premier League. Brother, remember me have Portsmouth and me never do so well because whatever reason, me struggle. And then me go get an next chance for Stoke City, and me see James Beattie come. You think me I go start tremble and make my nerves get to me and then me can't perform and me fail? No, me for all my own. I'm saying you're mad. If you want this shirt or this starting position, you have to take this off of my back or sit down on the bench and earn this, isn't it? So nobody come and Stoke could shake me off of that position there, brother.
Yeah.
And when me arrive, straight away, the first season was leading goal scorer. That's the personal ambition that I have for myself, the personal target that I set myself.
Yeah.
You know what I say? So I always was going to be number one or the main man. You get me? And that was the difference from a player doing well and a player achieving or a player struggling or a player failing. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, Tony Bruce, bro. Love it, bro. I watch a couple interviews with this man. You know?
Because you know what I am. I wasn't only just a leader on the field, you know. I have to feel. The reason why Stoke love people at Stoke love me, and not only Stoke, but in Manchester, in the wider parts of England, or in the football world in England, people not only respect me because of my exploits on the pitch, but also the person that I am, brother. You think if I was a bad person, I wouldn't be at all those clubs and spend all those years in the championship and in top flight and the Premier League and never been relegated. And managers respect me and love me so much. We talk about the Craig Brown, the Joe Ryle, the Red Knapp,
Arsene Wenger,
the Arsene Wenger, the Mourinho, the Tony Pulises. I mean, you name it, the Sir Alex Ferguson, when they are two man of them, when time I play, might not talk as much as about me, but them know so once I play Stoke, them have to nullify this threat because they nullify the threat with me. I trouble brothers, I say, when me go up on the field, brother, me don't care who you want to be.
Yeah.
Or which team you want to be, or who me I play for.
Yeah.
If you not bring your A game, I trouble, brother. And that's the mindset and mentality and belief you have to have if you want to do well in England, especially in England, because it's a tough league.
Most definitely. And I saw a video on Twitter way back in 2011. Two fans, who do you choose to lead in the line? Three of you guys' name come up.
Yeah.
Crouch, this Rasta guy name. What's his name again? Kevin Jones. He's from Trinidad, right?
Yeah.
He's from Trinidad, bro. That partnership with the anime, bro, that was sick, bro. With my boy, that was a sick. So cheer you guys. And 10 Strokes fans. And them said, choose one. If you have one striker to lead the line for a put 20 proofs. I mean, I tell you, say, bro, two of them said Ricardo Fuller. And the person said, why Ricardo Fuller? Man said, what Ricardo Fuller over these two players? He's an all-rounded centre forward. Both of them good in the ear, but you good in the ear as well.
Absolutely. Too. Left and right foot.
Left and right, skillful, everything.
Assist, speed, everything. Aggression, pace. So
the next one said, the reason why the next one said, he said because Fuller play for Liverpool, Coach play for Liverpool and Tottenham.
Big clubs. Bigger clubs. So
him do it same Premier League, but him play Liverpool.
Bigger
the two of them say if me have to choose to pick leading this line for Stoke City, I would pick Fuller because you know why you're going to get from Ricardo. goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So playing 6 years at full, what do you say your biggest accomplishment? Because you get the individual award, top goal scorer for Stoke City. What would you say your biggest accomplishment when you leave Stoke City? And what is it like when you're going back to Stoke City? Retired.
Yeah, man, they are most of the home game them same way.
Yeah.
Man. Listen, Ryan, you see it's Hearts, Preston, Southampton, Portsmouth, even though we don't score so much goal, the performance was always up there, brother. Yeah. And maximum respect. Them places, me really play for food. We can go eat at a restaurant, Chinese restaurant. If they are even a go out, brother. So most clubs are them place there, if not all. Many never have to pay for going, brother. I'm not bragging rights. I'm just show you how highly these people them look up to me and treat me with respect because of they treat you like that because of the exploits on the field. How well you're being revered as a player. You get what I say? And also as a person off the field as well. Involved in a lot of charity things here, especially here in Stoke as well. A lot of charity games, give back to a lot, help out a lot of situations with them here as well. So those kind of things where people look up to me. You get me? I say, and obviously, as I said, the main reason, because I come here for football, is my exploits on the pitch. Leading goal scorer 6 years in a row. Goal of the season 5 years in a row. I think I was robbed on the last year, as I said, because of problems with the club at the time. And the biggest achievement would be, I would say promotion to the Premier League. Because if we didn't get promotion to the Premier League, that is difficult. Because I knew that it was hard for me to get bought. Mm-hmm. Yeah, into the Premier League because of my injury situation and failing a medical. And I just said to myself, say, any club I go to, I want to do it for that club. Greater joy to a man who never have nothing and come up to have something. You understand? Yeah. So I earned it with this club. Getting this club promoted. I do it with my teammates by myself. You understand what I say? Because football is never about you. You understand? There is no I in team. But you understand, I played my part to the fullest, which add to my team what the other positive that my teammate bring to achieve the promotion. So that would be my biggest, one of my biggest achievement here at Stoke in the 6 years. Also, playing in the FA Cup. Semi-final. I was injured in the final because I hurt. See, again, arguably we would have won that. I believe we would have won it if I was not injured. 2 weeks before the game, I ruptured my Achilles and I was out for 9 months. That's just before the FA Cup final against Man City at Wembley. So we beat Bolton 5-0 in the semi-final at Wembley. And I missed the final due to a ruptured Achilles where I was out for 9 months. So never get to play the finals. So that was an achievement in itself of being in the, playing at Wembley in the semi-final and make it to the finals, even though I was injured. The next achievement would have been playing in Europe. Because remember, we played in Europe and scored in Europe too. I scored against Besiktas. I was the only Jamaican who scored in Europe. Born Jamaican.
Yeah.
I think I was the first.
Accomplishment there.
I don't know, Leon scored. I think Leon scored in Europe too as well, didn't he?
Leon, yeah. But remember, you played along before Leon.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was the first Jamaican
to score in Europe.
In Europe. So I scored against 2 games. So against Besiktas, we lost, I think, 3-1, 2-1 or 3-1. We scored first, took the lead, 1-0 we were leading, and we got Matthew Upson got red carded, and we were down to 10 man, and we ended up losing the game 3-1 in Turkey. And then we played against Valencia. We make it to the knockout stage. We played against Valencia, we lost 1-0 at Valencia. Played in that game as well. So my achievement as a boy from Tivoli Garden, from the ghetto, who had no shoes, who played ball barefoot, who played on the asphalt, who never had a football boots, ended up playing in Europe to clubs like Besiktas and Valencia at the Mestalla Stadium. Come on, Ryan, man. Those are dreams that we couldn't even imagine that we would have had, been in this position. So those are unbelievable achievements within themselves. But arguably, yes, I think promotion and playing in the Premier League. Yeah. That was a dream come true to actually get another crack at the Premier League,
Yeah, and you play a big part in the promotion and all that.
Promotion, sustain yourself, maintain yourself in the Premier League, for set the foundation and the base for Stoke to go on to be only a handful of clubs that has ever stayed in the Premier League for 10 years after promotion. Stoke is only, I think, 7 or 8 clubs, you know. You believe that in the history?
Yeah.
That about Tottenham, Arsenal, obviously the top 6.
Everton.
Only like 4 other clubs has done that. When they get promoted, stay 10 years.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about, because you have a few controversial in your career, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, your team get a lot of stick, you know, bro. At the Midlothian Stadium. You guys get a lot. How you feel and how the manager feel like these whole heap of long ball and all of these stuff in the box and a lot of stuff. Wenger hate play against you guys because you guys don't play football, you guys play. I don't know, man. How you feel about this scrutinize of other team?
No, man, Ryan, you have to remember, and fans have to remember, and say, the Premier League is not a joke league, right? Stoke City isn't a club. It was a small club at the time, right? Stoke City was the club who could buy a player for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. Top 6 club, top 8 club, maybe top 10 club at the time. And even now, as you see, could buy players for them money. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million. Even clear team now could buy top 14, top 15 club could buy a club for them money. Stoke City wasn't a club like that when we arrived in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We buy, you know, our highest, the most we spent the first league in the Premier League was James Beattie. 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Right? We acquired James Beattie from Sheffield United.
Yeah.
So we were an aggressive team and a direct team because Tony Pulis was an old school manager. You understand? Who know how to organize a team, and by the way, has never been relegated in his career. He's the only English manager to have that on his moniker. Never been relegated. So for a team like Stoke, like us at the time, and a manager like Mr. Tony Pulis, who we train, we have to have players over 6 foot because we direct. We play a lot of long ball, a lot of high ball, and we're aggressive. And we're very disciplined in our play. We're very organized. Do you think we are going to be able to play tippy-tappy stuff, Ryan?
No.
Use what is beneficial to us.
Yeah.
Because football is about winning. A win is better than a pretty loss. It's all about survival in the Premier League. It's all about survival and then build on it that the next year and then build on that the next year till they can buy players at 10 and 20 million, which should go on to do. You understand? So you have to use whatever you have. Like when we are playing Arsenal, what we do, because we know Arsenal is a team that don't like to be aggressive, we're even more aggressive against them. They don't like long ball, they should pass the ball like they want to pass the ball back in it. So what we do, we make sure the grass grow high and we don't cut the field. So the ball can't pass so quick and move so fast over the grass because the grass too tall. It'll go slow. So we affect them play of playing tippy-tappy. We cut the field even shorter, we mark the field even shorter, so it's closer so we can be able to get into them face and dig into them lace. So we use, Tony Pulis use the cleverness of making it work for us.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's how we play football, Ryan. And that's how Jamaicans have to understand football is not only just kicking long ball or passing. You have to use things that can work for you. Like you bring stuff in the paper or you use an article in the paper. Oh, Arsenal are going to give you 6. So you put that up in the dressing room all week leading up to that game. So when I play the dressing room, see Arsenal are going to give you 6 now. I fire that them play the high in the Ryan. You see when the match start, Arsenal play them in a trouble, you know? Because we hit them lace and them face, you know?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you use mindset, psychology.
Yeah.
You understand? You use what works for you. You grow the grass style because we know we are playing against Arsenal. So every team we play will have a different game plan for them. That is football, Ryan. That is winning football matches.
Yeah.
You can't control results, but you can control preparation. Yeah. You can't control recruitment. You can't control leadership. But you cannot control results. You get what I say, brother?
Fuller, I realize that watching these YouTube videos and learn a lot of stuff about the Premier League, I realize Arsenal really hates Stoke City. because of my boy. My boy, him again, Ryan short cross or something.
Ryan short cross, roar, they'll put a long throw.
Bro, them man, and these are the things that Arsenal fans build up in them and say, oh, them like stroke or them play football. And
no, but we have beat them way before that. That was an accident. That was just a clumsy accident that happened.
Yeah.
They were meant to do that. It's just one of them that comes across clumsy more than anything else. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't dirty.
Yeah.
As I said, more than anything else, it's more of a clumsy challenge than anything else. It wasn't. We have beat them way before that. I know the first we have beat them.
I beat them. The Arsenal fans are against him.
Actually, that was the only time they beat us when Ryan accidentally broke Ramsey's leg. And we saw that. I was there, I saw it, whether I couldn't play for the rest of the match. My mind was messed up because I saw the bone sticking out through your leg. It was horrible, brother. None of the Stoke played and we couldn't play. Actually, they should have called off that game because none of us mentally who saw the injury to Ramsey was Jesus. Like basically, even when we go home, we still think about it, brother. I couldn't sleep, I have nightmare. So that's the only time they beat us. They beat us 2-1 in that game. Otherwise, they wouldn't beat us because they never beat us before. Because we were aggressive towards them because they don't like playing teams who play aggressive, like Drogba score against them all the time. Why? Because he was always aggressive against their defense. So he scored against them all the time when he was playing for Chelsea.
Yeah. Fair enough, but good question. What is the best partnership?
For Stoke?
For any club you play for.
Okay, the best partnership obviously would be Mama City before Stoke because they've had the more success in a tough league and like
Same Kevin Jones.
No man. Kevin is straight that. Mama City is an African youth from Mali who plays a Stoke. If you look at the Black youth just scored the winner in the first game back against Aston Villa, win 3-2. He scored the other. The striker, him is Mama City. Because he know me, he was like my leg. So he would do a lot of the running. Because when you lose it, he will drop in and take up the central midfielder for the other team. And when you lose it, he'll join up front as a 4-4-2. Yeah. And then when you lose it, he'll come back as a 4-1-1 or a 4-2-3-1, if you want to call it that. Like what Jamaica lose. The formation Jamaica lose.
Fair enough. Somebody said if somebody don't know the comment section, I don't know if it's a correction. I think it's a question him asked. If you score before Bibi Gardner score against Bayern Munich at the arena.
Bibi score against Bayern, I don't know. Well, if Bibi score against Bayern, Bibi played at the Premier League before me still.
Yeah.
So if him score against Bayern, we never know that. If him score against Bayern, then he will be the first Jamaican boy.
Yeah. So let me tell you how they play them when the Jamaican band play them. So Fuller, Bibi, Shamal Nicholson, Leon Bailey. That's where we have it right now.
Yeah, man. I don't think Claude them never play in Europe. German Johnson never. Stupies, Omar, Rudolph. Yeah. Rudolph played in Europe, but I think I'm for Bramby.
Yeah.
Bramby.
This is our next one. Who is the best coacher?
The best coach would have been arguably. The best coach would have been Tony Pulis, for sure. Because he understands me more than anybody else, and he had more time with me, and he centered the team around me. If you notice, Stoke was centered around me.
Yeah.
You get me? For that,
I highly rate you.
You can't tell Mr. Tony Pulis nothing wrong about me. And because he know me off the field as well, or the person that I am, I was never a bad apple. You get me? I say. And everybody loved me. Teammates. Obviously, we'll get on. We'll have moments where we'll fight our scuffles because that's part of the game that everybody want to win. Football is an aggression, it's aggressive, it's a passionate game, can be emotional, and it's an aggressive game. So each at the moment things will happen, But he knows most of all that the person that I am, everybody, my teammate, them even now, we still talk, we still get along. Because that's the person that I am.
Who's the best defender you come up against?
One heap of defender, brother. We are talking about Carragher, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Vincent Kompany, Vidic, Sol Campbell. Oh, you name it. But I would say Vidic at the time and Kompany because they were anybody else. John Terry was good too because he could read the game. He doesn't have pace, but him reading the game just make up or compensate for him lack of pace. So I would say Village. Him very competitive and him very aggressive as well.
Yeah, you fear that.
No, I'm not afraid of him, but in pick me a lot of times, you know, and
Still,
in pick without getting a card. Some defender can have that way of making challenges by affecting the defender, getting the ball, and also affecting the striker, getting the ball, and also digging him heel or him ankle and without getting a card. You know what I mean? So it's a skill, and then every defender can do that. So he has that, and he's very athletic as well. So difficult in the air on the ground, but him and company, Rio Ferdinand, difficult players.
All right, fair enough. All right, 2 big major points in your career.
Yeah.
The one at Chelsea and the one where
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and the one where you boxed on the captain. What happened? Why you do that?
Which one first?
You talk about the John Terry. You talk about
which one first you want? Let's talk about the Ivanovic because we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
But Mourinho. You said what Mourinho said, what he did.
Yeah. Mourinho said he know how to because you are the danger man. And clearly he want to get you out of the game.
Yeah.
And you know how you're gonna react.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what he did in Wino. So basically, I was coming off my 8 months injury rehabilitation where I injured my Achilles. Remember, I missed the FA Cup finals.
Yeah.
For 9 months, I was out for 9 months. That was my first game back. And you know, me and the club was in not on good terms, Stoke City, because I've 1 year left on my contract, and you know, the gaffer wanted me to stay for a 2 year, but for another 2 years. Well, the gaffer wanted me to finish my career. I wanted to finish my career. So the people upstairs, the chief executive at the time, I think Tony Scholes, was of his own agenda and you know his politics and all these nonsense. So anyway, you know, things weren't looking well for me and the club. So mentally, I wasn't in the best frame of mind. So anyway, the gaffer put me on the left side. I'm not a winger, you know that. So put me on the left side. So for starters, up against Ivanovic. Mourinho noticed that he has his game plan, and what he did was tell Ivanovic to keep on to kick him in the Achilles. So run from the ball and not be effective. You understand? Because remember, just coming off a 9 months injury where my Achilles and my left leg, I ruptured my Achilles. So he kept kicking me on my Achilles, and that challenge where I got the card where I lashed out on him because I got frustrated, which I shouldn't have. Don't get me wrong. Not something to do for youngsters or for anybody aspiring professional player watching. I lashed out. Basically, I skipped the ball over him, ride the challenge. If you saw the challenge.
You ride it, man.
What did he do? What did he do was stamped on my left Achilles. You saw him put him foot up, him stamped on my Achilles, caught the right on my Achilles, and obviously because he caught my Achilles, I lost my head. And I just react because that's the nature of the game. I react by stamping at him, stamp on him with my studs. And if you do that, you know it's a red card. So I hold my hand up. Of course, it's a red card. I have nothing to hide on that. Not the thing to do. And that's what some managers do. Well, Mourinho did it and was successful. Other managers tried it. They wasn't so successful because I learned from that. So these things have happened and you learn from it and you move on. So that was one of the things. That was exactly why I got that red card.
Yeah, most definitely. So the one now, that one where you think that one next one now going on to, you think that one put your career in a big TV right, getting big all over the TV show into a lot of in a Premier League. This one now you're boxed on the captain now.
Well, maybe it has affected me when you look back at it. Maybe it's affected me in terms of some endorsement deals and stuff like that. But I mean, to be fair, I would have played football for free anyways. My love for the game and my passion for the game is always about winning. Was never about indiscipline or upsetting or fighting with my teammates because I've never done that. We have seen many fights in training, and we are Stoke City training under Tony Pulis. Every day there is a fight because everybody Stoke City tackle hard. When people give up a goal, people confront him. Clear the ball. Why you get him? So that's our mentality. I know the first Stoke City players clash, it just happened that my one went that a little bit too far because obviously he said what he said and I reacted by clipping him on his ears. I didn't box him, I was clipping on his ears. But obviously my actions was always going to be for a red card. Because basically what happened, the captain was dribbling around in not to say it is right to do, by the way. This is definitely wrong. But captain was dribbling around in the 18-yard box with the ball. he had problems with the club at the time as well too. Another situation, you know, players from time to time get involved with the club and situations. The player took the ball from him, scored the goal. Normally, you kick the ball out, but you know the captain was in his own mood and his own mindset. I went to him now and I said, Griff, clear the ball, man. You know, kick the ball up, man. You can't dribble it. If you watch my actions before, this, that's what happened. So I said that, and him get obviously he was heated too. I was saying clear the ball. He didn't realize what I was saying. So him decided to start running away and tell me to, you know, F off and stuff like that. And I, being a man that I am, I don't take the disrespect. I reacted negatively. I should have just left him, but you know, me in the heat at the moment, no like losing, and that's exactly what happened. I reacted by walk up to him and say, "What you say?" And him say it again. So I just clip him on the ears, and let him know that you know I don't take certain things. But it's not the place to do it. The right thing to do at the time because it end up into a red card. The team end up with 10 man, and we end up inevitably losing the game. And the actions for obviously. For future, for players watching him, that's not something to do. But yeah, as I said, football is a passionate game. Football is about emotions as well, and it's about and it can be an aggressive game. And these things will happen. You know, I done my crime, I done my time. I got fined heavily. I got 2 weeks' wages fined as well, a lot of money, which went to a good cause as well for charity. One in Jamaica, one in Africa, and one in Stoke. Money was split for 3 charities. I mean, so. As I said, it's just part and parcel of the game. These things have happened, and we move on from it. You know, so that's what happened for that situation.
Okay, fair enough. I tell people all the time, you know, when they make mistake, there is a man who can stand up. I respect that. You understand? Because me made that mistake, I am the first one to come out, and nobody now have to tell me that. So big up for that, Ricardo. People.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not something nice to do, and young players watching it know that that's not something nice to do and do something right thing to do in football. But, you know, these things happen. But as I say, of course, never own up to the mistake. Any mistake, Ryan, because that is how I am. That's how I was brought up. You know? I even cuss myself when I miss a chance. If I could box myself if I miss a chance, I box myself, Ryan. Trust me. That's how passionate I am about football and winning football matches and scoring goals and making my team win games. That's how I am. You know? Nothing now got changed. But you learn from a mistake and you know what to do better. As you carry go on.
Most definitely. People, smash the like button. We're going to go over. We're going to take a pass from the club thing because a whole heap of club him play for. We're going to get back. The rest of the club, them can easy run through that, but I cannot make him come on when I talk about the scene of Reggae Boyz. Because we have
the rest of club them easy. The rest of club them basically it's a retirement tour me up on, brother. Because I leave Stoke, I never want to leave Stoke. I want to finish my career with another 4 years and get a testimonial, but as I said, the powers wasn't to be. Maybe I've done too great at Stoke, and the people in the higher positions was never off that for whatever reasons. The manager, yes, because you know he loved me to bits and want me to finish my career at Stoke. Would have loved to because my kids were born here. But after that, it was just a retirement tour, brother. My mindset was already messed up. My heart was already broken because I never really wanted to leave Stoke at the time. So the rest is easy, brother.
Yeah, we're talking about the Jamaica. But when me and them say, the testimony, when you play that game, club they give you the whole of that money?
No, I don't know. But what happened is that now usually if you do 10 years in a club, you're not entitled to, but most clubs will give you that because like a landmark. But the testimony is your money, but obviously you have to pay for security, ground staff, and stuff like that. You have that have to come out of the cost. That is cost really. So the money you make is your money, but you have to pay for those things, like any other businesses.
Fair enough, brother. Thank you very much for that. You know what I mean? So when any more Reggae Boyz play, I get testimony, them nobody come tell me that. So them never get this and very. So yeah. All right. So you never know if it's gonna change, you understand?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Jamaica national team.
Yeah.
Why? Because really and truly, you know, after that 98, you know, the door has opened up for Jamaican player to go in England, you know, because if you realize it, you know, no other from 2000 right up to 2007, a lot of players leave from Jamaica and going into the English Premier League. Teddy Johnson is one of them. Leave from Tivoli Garden and go straight in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
Why is it we haven't make a next World Cup full and you guys are very good team? You have Fuller, you have Baby Gardner, you have all of these players why the Jamaica team never successful to go to our next World Cup? 2002, 2006, good team.
On the player side of it,
Yeah.
in discipline, honestly, the truth is, because I will say, I'm going to read something to you what Samuel Eto says. So I'm going to find that and read that to you. And this is exactly what happened. I saw it. You know, Samuel Eto is the president of the.
Yeah. Bro.
And as he become president, you notice why them qualified for the World Cup.
And for the
World Cup.
They qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And they play very well in the host it. He was the president. He hosts the African Cup of Nations. Cameroon.
Yeah.
And who goes well at a short term, them get it to.
Exactly. You know, because he's no nonsense. And reform, if we want to get better, if the Jamaica football want to get better with youth coming through and making it into not only England but Spain, the other five big leagues in the world: Spain, Italy, Germany, Belgium, France, wherever. We have to have a total reform, and that's exactly the truth. So it's a combination of problems, right? Player side, federation side, preparation side, recruitment side, mismanagement, incompetence, ineptitude. There is so much thing wrong with the program. And that's why I've always said Jamaica football right now needs a total reform. That's the only thing I can say. But for the players, during my time, as to answer your question, indiscipline, Ryan.
Yeah.
And togetherness. You can have the quality all you want, but one of the most and the next important ingredients in any successful side, whether it be Real Madrid, whether it be winning the Champions League, whether it be Liverpool in the Champions League, whether it be Man City winning the Premier League, Man United winning all them trophies, Real Madrid winning all them trophies, is cohesiveness, compatibility, and the togetherness, Ryan. For the team, if you have indiscipline in that team amongst the players, you can never achieve success. And the player part, that was the problem. And the federation part, we all know the problems. We see them happening up to today, this day. And if you have so much problem, Ryan, if you have success, is the reason why we haven't made it to the end no other World Cup. And the reason why we make it to the World Cup in France, all of those things I just mentioned was never there. And the Mr. René Simo's leadership, first of all, he had leadership. First of all, secondly, he had recruitment, proper recruitment system. Secondly, he had preparation. Thirdly, he had preparation. And fourthly, last but not least, you have execution. Ryan, those things are very important. As you can see, when Simo was preparing for recruiting players, he go all around Jamaica first, and then besides, say, I don't think these guys are good enough yet. We have a lot of players. He never just go to certain leagues. He get Pepe from Major League, Ian Goodison from Olympic, Bibi Gardner at 17 or 16 or 17 from Harbourview. It wasn't because he was young and a certain manager before, me now pick certain him too young, him can't play. No. The great man Sir Alex Ferguson said, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So no matter how young or how old you are, if you're good enough, you're old enough. You understand? So him go around the nation and him look pan all players, all leagues, and then pick some players from there. So then him start bring English players in who have the heritage or ancestral lineage or whatever connection for in the Dean Burton, the Paul, the Fitzroy Simpson, the Marcus Dares, the Robbie Earls, you name it. All of those players will come through and then build that team. The Tatty Brown, the Aaron Lawrence, the Boopy, you understand, the Peter Cargill, the Hector Wrights, the Theodore Whitmore, Warren Barrett, you understand, the all players, and then build that unit with the balance and the togetherness that they had with the quality. Come on, Ryan. How would we not make it to that World Cup finals in France 98? That is exactly why we qualified. Look on that team and what that group had in all those characteristics and all those features and all those abilities and qualities. Yeah? In all the other teams, how much of those stuff are missing, those ingredients? A lot. And that's why we never qualified. So players have their part to play and the federation have their massive part to play. How can you go into a World Cup qualifiers and you're bringing players few weeks before the qualifiers start, or a month, you're bringing players from England. Where's the compatibility? How you going to get the compatibility? How you going to get the chemistry? And you clash them with the local players, or the players who born in Jamaica, and cause a problem over wages. And at midnight, you have argument over money. These things that happened 20 years before. I said them in my interviews on Sportsmax. I said them in the McLeaner. I said them in the Observer and my interviews that I did when I was made ambassador of the schoolboy of the Manning Cup season schoolboy football program, right, for that year. So a lot of things we're missing, and that is what happened. So players, we have a part to play. Players not passing to play within better position. Players not fit enough. You understand? You know, and a lot of things, and that's how we never qualified, as well as we never take opportunities. Personally, within myself, yes, I performed, I know, but again, I could have scored and should have scored a lot more goals that I have scored in my career, as I did for my clubs, and there's reason to that. But again, for whatever reason, it happened. But never, ever in my mind have I ever not performed for my country or club. Maybe not scored enough goals as I would like or should have done, but yeah, we all have our part to play. And those things that I mentioned is the reason why we haven't made it to another World Cup finals since 1998.
I agree with you on that, Fuller. So, you play at the highest level, play in the Europa League, play in the FA Cup, play in the Carabao Cup. Many people here, I speak, and they think, when I'm speaking, they think I have, even people from the Football Federation, high position, say I have personal thing against them, right?
Yeah.
The other day, when the president, just tell the people them, say, you're talking me making a lot of video about you, right? Nobody go around and think, and you know you contact me. Nobody tell the people them, say, yo, a particular people are vendetta. Bro, I have nothing to vendetta. Only thing I want to see the nation is to win. And I don't think you're doing a good job. You playing at the highest level, Fuller. How important is it the technical committee, the president, the coaching? A lot of people hear these things and they might say, but them man not play on the pitch, but them don't understand how so money have up behind the scene, player warring with money. How important everybody have to depend on the same pin, especially the people them in the Football Federation.
Very, very important. That's the backbone of the whole program. Because the program have to be managed by people off the field. And they have no responsibility on the field. As I said, an egg, if it's broken from the outside, what happens? Life ends. An egg, if it's broken from the inside, life begins. There's a reason why those simple things are true and those ethics are the way they are. Because it is what it is. You understand? The Jamaica Football Federation cannot be hosting meetings 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock before a game, and you have a game for play tomorrow. Whenever you ever seen Liverpool in those kind of situations, teams who have win championship consistently, regularly, Real Madrid, Man United, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Man Cities at the moment, you ever see a reason why they have so much success, because everybody on the same page, whether it be the administration or the playing staff. The administrations have to do their part, the players have to do their part, then you have the investors or the commercial side have to do their part, and everybody working as one to achieve one product. The product is winning football matches to achieve World Cup berth or Gold Cup berth or Gold Cup winning a Gold Cup, whatever the aim may be. And in our situation is winning World Cup matches for our country and to achieve Gold Cup berths consecutively or consistently. You understand? And that is the problem. Everybody has to be on the same page. It's very important. Very important. You understand? And those are the things that what cause teams to fail when they have problems. And that's why we Jamaican team, the team, national team has been failing for so many years because of situations like that. Politics is a very, very bad thing. Politics is corruption, where they call it now. Conflict of interest is the pathway and the road to corruption. If you have a lot of things messing with the football side of things, you have problems. I'm sure in Liverpool you have the administration or Man City or Man United or Real Madrid. Up there in the board area or the administrator area, them have them problems and them have them politics, but then keep it up there. Don't bring it down into the football side of things, because the minute you do that, it's problem. You cannot mix politics with football. Football have to remain separate, and politics in the administration have to remain separate. But yet still it's still one function or one organization. But you keep the politics where it belongs, and the football keep it where it belongs. So we focus on football. The coach organizing his stuff, doing his program, and making sure everything works on the football side of things. The administration get them investments, get them commercial side, get the marketing done, get funds for the program, because we know the football need funds, because football is expensive, but it can make you a lot of money as well. But it also expensive to manage, to administer, to maintain. So your administration, your job as the administration, as the current administration at this moment in time, is to get funds, to earn funds, to gather funds, to help the football, so that so that preparation can put in place early enough, flights can put in place early enough, so that the players them are not worried, because when they have players worried about external things other than football, they ain't gonna give 100%. And that is the problem with our football, with the administration side of things.
So Fuller, like how we see a Samuel Eto'o, big player in the post right now at the camera as the president, why we can't see player like you play at the highest level, player like Bibi around the national team or a part of the administration? Why is it so hard for you? You ever try to help, or they don't need you guys help, they just want to push you guys aside?
Well, I'm always here for my country, right? You know that. Always here. On the playing side, I was just the same. And as a former player retired now, doing my coaching badges and my UFB, almost complete that. I was always open for that. And I've always believed that I would love to take over one day as the president, just as Samuel Eto'o situation. Because I always try to learn and make myself better and better and better. I mean, I wasn't the brightest student in high school, in primary school, in high school. But obviously I've been amongst a lot of people. I've been amongst Stoke City Football Club, been to a lot of clubs, been in England a lot of times, been around a lot of people who's football-minded, brains, brought in the administration and coaching staff, playing staff, all kind of things. So I learn here and there. I learn from everybody. I try to learn something from everybody and develop my own abilities and my own mindset and things. And I've always wanted to be involved. I always know that I'm going at some stage in my life and my career going to be involved with the football program, whether it be as a coach or in the administration or as the president. Because I never say never, and I never belittle myself. I always think the best for myself, because I know what that can do for you as a person and your mentality, your mindset, right? So yeah, being as a president and select my own team of people for the administration and to run the JFF. Yeah, because I believe that what I can do, and learning from all the clubs and all the experience and exposure and the know-how and all the knowledge that I have, that I could put to good use and lead this Jamaica Football Federation at some point in my career, in my life. Only being, as I said, football takes money, and I have my own situations now to look after and manage my family. You know, I spend a lot of time for my family, so I need to spend a lot of time with my family, which I'm doing now. You know, get my qualifications, because it's better to have it than not to have it. And when you have it, nobody can say, oh, you need to get this, I need to get that. So you can have your qualifications and you can move on and do what you need to do. But also you need contacts and you need good people around you. In my cricket's case, it doesn't have the people in the right positions. And it doesn't have people who know how to run the football or to run a football program in the first place. So in the first place, they should have never been there. For me personally, I would love to be the president, of course, but I have to have the right people around.
You think you're ready now, Fuller?
I'd like to pick. Well, Ryan, it's also about picking a team around, you know. Remember saying Frank Lampard became manager of Derby, Steven Gerrard became manager of Rangers without even completing the UEFA B. They had somebody on the coaching staff, Gary McAllister for Steven Gerrard, who had his pro license. And that way, Steven Gerrard could be the manager as well as he's doing his batches.
Yeah.
Frank Lampard at Derby could be the manager as well as he's doing his B because Jody Morris, part of his coaching staff, had the pro license. So he ride on that. So I could have a team around me right now. I'm sure Eto maybe not be qualified fully, but he has people around me who was qualified. As a Gensec, maybe you'll have a Justin Mooring from who used to be at Digicel. I'm just giving a scenario because I'm thinking this in my head because I watch a program and I always want to help my nation. As a vice president, maybe you could have a Michael Barnes because him seems competent, him seems knowledgeable, him seems no nonsense, and him seems honest, transparent, and accountable. You get me? I say, I could sit as a president. You could have Andre Virtue as another general manager who knows the game and knows how to operate stuff and could be one as, I don't know if he can dual role and could be one of the vice president because he could be another president as well. Looking people who are competent, people who are honest, people who are accountable and leaders, brother. That's what we need in the program. People who know football as well. You understand? So you don't necessarily have to qualify. Yeah, you have to have a certain level of qualification now, but you could still be in the job while getting the qualification because others have that qualifications, as in the situation and the scenario with Steven Gerrard on the playing side and on the playing side. So this is what Samuel Eto'o says. I said I will get this to you because I realize
yo, Fuller, what I love about you from the other day, I talk to you, brother. You always quote me, Samuel Eto'o, and you always say, yo, me never talk about this president thing yet behind the scene. You understand? And for know that you learn same time at the same time. You want to go there, you want to love to be the president, as they say, but at the same time, learn.
You have to be ready. You have to be ready certain way. Because Jamaica isn't going to be a quick fix. There's a lot of problems. You know the program right now. Not only player, not only administration. There's also corruption, which that after Stampede, zero tolerance. And that's what Samuel Eto'o did. That's why they qualify. I will stick up in. I've been watching a series because I watch a lot of series. A lot of time now I spend with my family, so I'm at home quite a lot. So I watch a series, the Kin, Q-I-N Empire. You need to watch that.
Yeah.
It's a reform. Yeah. Reform, total reform. It means start from scratch. So all the nonsense that used to happen before or recently or 10 or 20 years ago, once you take over, Jamaica football need a total reform. So everybody needs to go. Speed, Ricketts, Dalton Wint, all of them needs to go. Leader, all of them who's affiliated with the program needs to go. Because there's no room for error or corruption. Jamaica football has been suffering for too long, Ryan.
Yeah.
Watch that series, Kin Empire. Totally reform. Let me go ahead now and read to you what Samuel Eto'o did or what his principles are. And that's why you see they have qualified for the World Cup. And they are doing so well now in terms of the structure and the setup of the program. So President Samuel Eto'o is not happy. Okay? As spoken. This is what he says. I am not happy. I don't care who you play against. You represent Cameroon. I am not happy at all. In my time, I missed the World Cup because I knew what problems I had. You understand?
Yeah.
The experience and the exposure and the know-how. I know what problem the JFF had during our playing time. Those problems won't repeat themselves while I am president. You hear that, Ryan? Let me repeat that.
Yeah.
Start over. Let me just read it fully so you understand. I am not happy.
Hold on. When you take time to quote the car, more write down some of the quote.
Come on, I can send it to you, man.
Yeah. All right, send it to me. Yeah.
I am not happy. I don't care who you play against. You represent Cameroon. I am not happy at all. In my time, I missed the World Cup because I knew what problems I had. Those problems won't repeat themselves while I am president. Those problems won't repeat themselves while I am president. Places in this team will be earned. Nobody, I repeat, nobody has a place guaranteed in this team. You must do your job. Whoever comes here to wear this shirt must do the job. Else he goes and I will be happy to have the children play. I sat where you are years ago. I know some of you are thinking he is stupid. But I tell you, I was the best. I know why I failed. You understand? I know, you hear what the man said? I know why I failed. I will give you everything, even my life, so that you be in the best condition. I fight with everyone to put you in the best condition. You sit here, that's preparation he's talking about. You sit here and have no idea about battles I fight for you. When I come here, it's about Cameroon. Guys, there's nothing more beautiful than Cameroon for me. I will give my life for my country. I have great esteem for my country, and I shall arrive with or without you. If you want to be part of this journey, you must work. If it's about what I saw out there today, I am not sure any of you will be on this list. I need more because I dream to win the World Cup. You hear what man said? Not play in the World Cup, not participate in the World Cup, not just making it to World Cup, but dream to win the World Cup. All the problem I had as players won't repeat themselves. All the problem I have as players won't repeat themselves. First objective is having a good-hearted group. You hear that?
Yeah.
First objective is having a good-hearted group. I failed because that was absent, even though we had great players. When this group will be happy together, we will win. You hear that, Ryan?
Yeah.
When this group will be happy together, the togetherness and the quality is winnings. We will win. Now, I don't care. Whoever wants to come here will do so by the rules of the federation. Mind you, I have some idea about football. That was what Cameroonian president just took over, Samuel Eto'o, says to his group. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what he says to his group.
Yeah.
You understand, Mr. Brother? I'll let you have it so you can see for yourself. So this is what a leader looks like, or sound like, or is doing. You understand?
Yeah.
You have to lead from the top with no prejudice, partiality, bias. You have the experience. You have the knowledge. You have the know-how. You have the exposure. You know the problems when you were there, and that's why you never qualified. So what you going to do? Become the president and don't change that?
Yeah.
Or don't rectify that situation? Then how it going to get better? You understand? You know the truth. You see the truth, but yet still you believe the lies. That is stupid. You understand?
Yeah.
And surely Samuel Eto'o ain't stupid. You understand me I say?
You know,
So you can be the president of Football Federation, and all of these things been happening for so many years, and we've been losing. You don't love your country. You haven't been achieving World Cup qualifications, much less winning the World Cup. The Gold Cup, we have problems after problems. God bless the boys them while they make it to the semi-finals 2 years in a row, or quarterfinals, or finals 2 years in a row, and lost out to the US and I think Mexico. God bless the guys them all them that they have to face. But the federation have been going on for too long with so much of these problems, incompetence, you know, the ineptitude, the lack of transparency and the lack of accountability. All these problems that they're leading with no leadership quality whatsoever, and we've been failing for so many years. And you say you love the country, and you're still fighting to keep your job, and you're not getting paid. Anybody who said they're not getting paid and want to stick with the money, I want to stay there and you're not getting paid, they're telling lies. It's obviously lying. Which man is still not getting paid and keep failing and still be in a job? Yeah, and if you love your country, don't you give it to somebody else? who can do better, even if you done so well and you've been failing for so many decades or so many years. From 1998, you've been failing. And I mean, yeah, you have previous people before him, but you fail what, 2 years, 3 years running now? And you still there? Come on, man. You don't love your country. These people don't mean Jamaica any good. So that's what Eto says.
Fuller, I am going to be the first one for campaign for you. Because I'm telling you, bro, when people ask who to be the next president, Fuller, for be honest with you, I don't know. You know why? Because you have good people in about conflict of interest. You has been and that one of the problem for us or football. We do have a lot of people where I'm not going to say a lot of people overseas, but too many people in Jamaica, when you look, them attached to a club. Man like you play for Tivoli from your 18, brother.
Yeah.
You have the love for Tivoli, you know.
17, yeah.
But in a strong, because you're away for so long.
Yeah,
right?
man, but remember, remember Ryan said I have my responsibility here, so I have kids here. So that's why I said I have my battles to fight here right now. And, and also don't forget, you have to, as I said, Jamaica isn't going to be a quick fix. So whoever is taking charge when that time comes, going to be the new president, has got a lot of hard work to do. No, that's what I'm saying. It's total reform. It's got to be zero tolerance, as what Eto did. And that's why they achieved qualification, Cameroon, because he was no nonsense. He know the problems. He know all the situation that they have. That's why they never qualified. Both on and off, on the field and off the field. And this is what he went in straight away and changed all of that. The first day in office, the 5 workers will come late, him sack them. Because he told them already, said, listen, zero tolerance, everything here is changing. If anybody come late, that is it. The 5 workers never come late, get sacked, he replace them.
Big president.
So you know, say the others who saw that what he did, them have to make sure them straighten up themselves. Yeah. You understand? So this is what we need. Total reform and no nonsense. Like Mikey Barnes tell you, he might try to tell leader, me see the program, say that's a conflict of interest. That's a conflict. Him still say they want to this manner. Like him now realize say him and Speed is a conflict of interest as well. You see politics, you can't mix politics with football, Ryan. And them man they seem like them in them too political. I am for football, Ryan. I don't want nothing to do with politics. Yeah. I am football. On the field, off the field is football for me. And that's what we need. That's what Jamaica needs now. That's what Samuel Eto'o is doing to Cameroon now. Football in dealing. The rest, the administration and the other people in the respective positions, qualified and specialist people in the respective positions to do their jobs, and everybody can achieve. Like a divisional labor. The midfield does his job, the striker does his job as scoring goals, the midfielder does his job as passing and tackling and recovering the ball. Defender does the job. The defense does the job of recovering the ball, defending, stop people from scoring, passing out to the midfield. The goalkeeper does his job of saving shots if there's a shot and goal. Everybody work together to achieve a goal. But put that on the wider scale now. The administration, the team, the investors, and the commercial side of it. Working together to achieve one goal. Everybody doing their job.
The people them say, I watch your show, brother, you know everything go on.
Okay, brother, because that's my way of staying in loop with my island. Just as I read the Gleaner every day, the Observer every day. I read not most of the Star, but the Gleaner and the Observer, I read them most of the time. I watch your show as much as I can when there's certain topics being discussed. Because you know, so every topic I follow. Because you know, as I say, I'm for football. I like to stay in the loop. I like to help the nation. That's how I say, I have to prepare myself. How am I going to prepare myself? If I don't have the knowledge I've been missing for Tivoli for how long? I don't say as much of the JPL as I can because I don't show here in England. If you don't do show in England, I wait in the morning. I have to go to bed. I have kids to deal with, school run, I have my UFB, which I'm doing. So I have a lot of things I have to sort out. So you understand what I say? That's my way of
Eto, Joel Matip want to play back for
and what he told him?
Man say, nope.
Exactly.
Why?
Just because I didn't want to bore you with reading that, I could tell you. Remember, I follow Eto one of my ball, and drag by my ball and drag by my bony fine, man. The man they nasty and they ill me and come up, you know.
Yeah.
Look how I could nasty and come ill me and out because they understand where we are come from. Remember them are like we, you know, brother.
True.
You get me? I say.
Man said no, and Joel Matip, I think him and the federation was in a hot water and him retire from international football. And now the man make it to the World Cup, he want to come. That's a strong leader because at the end of the day, brother, you retire and it'll be madness.
Unfair.
Upset
Unfair.
Yeah, it'll upset.
Just say it. It's unfair, brother. What do you mean? It's unfair. You can't have him just come, you retire and because him qualify for the World Cup now you want to come take over. Let me give you, let me just tell you what the man said about Matty. Because brother, I follow the man in brother. Me read a lot in brother.
So me
read a lot in brother.
Fuller, may I tell you this, brother? Not because you sit down in front of me, brother. May I tell you this? Right now, any more people are asking me who to be the president, a Fuller. One
brother, you have to improve myself, you know.
You have to improve yourself, but as me say, as a long
when you're perfect, you know, so we have to try to be better every day, and try to improve yourself.
The most important thing when you said to me a while ago, the most important thing when you said to me a while ago, that's what I mean. Say, anybody asks who me gonna be president, a Fuller my child. You know why? You see what you said to me? You're a big player, you have your money. You don't have your ego. You hear what you just said? You're going to get the people around you.
It's a team effort, brother.
As a
team effort, no matter how much money someone have, it's a team effort. You understand? It's a team effort. You understand? Because you're going to need investors. Because football take money, brother. You all see how much money the JFF has spent, but are them really spend it in the right areas? And how much money they get from the SDF fund, from the government. I mean, them could get more money from commercial stuff, but they're not marketing things properly, you know. But there's a lot of things to talk about. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, man.
What Eto said about Matip. Because remember, I read a lot and I follow them, man. These are people that I have to follow because I look up to these people. Because I want to emulate these people, brother. People who I want to emulate, I have to follow them. I have to follow them closely. So this is what Eto said about Matip. Samuel Eto strongly rejected Matip's request to be recalled to the Cameroon national team for World Cup. This is what he says. This is a national team. We don't tolerate people who think they are the special ones, who only want to be with us when they see honey and fruitfulness. We work hard alone, and we have a big respect for players who honor this nation in bad and in good times. I myself had been in the best teams in Europe, but I have never undermined playing for the Lions. I think Matip times are over. He must permanently stay in Liverpool. Those who started this job, they will finish it in Qatar. Let me repeat that. Those who started this job will finish it in Qatar. It doesn't matter who they are, but they are going to Qatar to enjoy their fruits of qualifying. Let me repeat that. It doesn't matter who they are going to Qatar to enjoy their fruits of qualifying, meaning they are the ones who toil on the earth, broke them back, hard work to achieve qualification, right? No one will eat their fruits of success but them. Let me repeat that. No one will eat their fruits of success but them. That the man said, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yo, Fuller, that's a big statement the man making. Because as president, I'm tired to tell the president, say, yo, when you're a president, you have to the big thing them, you have to stamp a class, brother. Joel Matip playing for one of the best teams in Liverpool right now. Who do want Joel Matip back in them team?
Yeah, that's not the point. That's not the point, brother. It's disruptiveness in my cause of the group. Because you don't play with feet. That one man, you disrupt the group. Just like what the Federation did just before the World Cup qualifier. Why didn't you do that? Then preparation a long time before we look at those players that was coming in from wherever they were coming from. Why you bringing them so close to the qualification? You disrupt your flow. You upset the group. So the cohesiveness, you lost that. The togetherness, you lost that. The compatibility, you lost that. The balance, you lost that. And those things are very important, brother. Football and rocket science, brother. Yeah. And the reason why team win, when you think why team win, you just snap your finger and team win. You have to lead, you have to recruit, you have to prepare, you have to execute, brother.
Most definitely, man. Fuller, I'm telling you, brother, these are the things we are trying to look a person. I hear what you're saying, brother, where you say you still improve. I like that honestly. I like that. I like people honest. If you are not there and you say I improve, we accept that. But when you say you're ready, you're ready. And when you get into the job, you start to feel. Right now, man, I tell you, Fuller, we need player like you in the thing because at the end of the day, some of these money when I JFF even play football, let me know what it feel. Not going to the World Cup, that feeling.
Especially with the problem with the JFF have, where the football federation have, because it's not the JFF is the problem, you know. It's the current administration leading the JFF at the moment.
Yeah.
Being those people, you know their names already. You understand? They are the problems. They don't understand certain things. And that is why you have so much problems. You understand? Need football people, specialist people doing their jobs. Football who understand the thing and know to fix the program. And also honest people to Ryan. Honest people. Honest people, Ryan. Me not say when me come here, don't forget, you know, the Jamaica mentality, laid back mentality, we're late here, we're late there. I get fine. But you learn from it. You do wrong things on the pitch, you do wrong things off the pitch, you learn from it. I've been here more than I've lived in Jamaica, Ryan. I'm 42 years old now, and I've been here 23 years. I came in when I was 18, 19. Wow. Yeah, I'm a child. Yeah. So, I have to learn something. I have to pick up. I'm be a fool not to pick up a lot of stuff. I have to gain a lot of stuff. Don't forget I brought players over as well, because I love my country. I want my country to keep on improving. I want players to come out of Jamaica, because I know what that can do for the country as well. What that can do for each family of that player who come and sign for a club in England, or a club in Spain, or a club in Italy, or a club in Scandinavia. I know what that can do for that. I know what that's done for me. I know what that's done for Gardner, German, because those guys are close to me. God Davis, Damien, so I know what that's done for themselves, plus their families and their friends and people around them who they have touched. Their schools. You understand? It go far away. Yeah. You understand? So you have to be able to round off yourself and try to learn as much as you can. And being the person that I am, that's who I am. You understand? That's who I am.
Most definitely, man. But what you think, Pandy? What you think? I want to ask you a specific player, Ravel Morris. What you think about him? Because this man love to play. I coulda against Grenada I want to come play. What you think about him? I sent it. You watch the last game where I sent it, right?
Yeah, man. A big baller, man. Big baller. And I like him. I'm a boy, man. I'm a boy still. You see the other day in Manchester. Run, come up. I'm not even see him, man. When you see players do those things, you respect them because they're so humble. Not because you're Robin Morris and you have a Man United pass, and no matter when you see him come up to you, Ryan the same way. Yeah. Daniel Sturridge the same way. And that's why these players are achieving so much. That's why he has, he has fallen off, in the past when he was much younger. People around him maybe not be the more sensible people, so they didn't guide him in certain way that they should have, and maybe he would have still be at Man United or be at Real Madrid, because in talent is just different class. Ravel does the simple thing well, and the best players in the world does the simple things well. Simplicity is the pathway to brilliance. Whether you're dribbling, whether you're passing, whether you're moving, whether you're taking up positions, whether you're decision making, whether you're shooting, whether you're heading. Simplicity. Because with simplicity, once you repeat that over and over and over, you becomes a master. You understand?
Yeah.
So simplicity with repetition is the pathway to brilliance. And Ravel does that. In pass, he move. He don't do nothing much more than pass, move. And he move in a way that it look like him fast.
Yeah.
It's just the movements. Because him have football.
IQ about football.
Because football is, they analyze you in there's four corners of football, as we say, in England. And Jamaica have a big problem with that. And that's why Ravel Morris is rounded in that. Raheem, rounded in that. Football, there's four corners of football. Technical, tactical is one. So technical, tactical is control, passing, technical control, passing, dribbling, those kind of things. Tactical is your movements. where you position yourself moving to all these things, right? That's one, technical, tactical. The second one is physical, aggression, agility, speed, skill, endurance, all those kind of things. Those are physical. Then you have psychological, which is the mindset, the mentality, the toughness. You can still go, even though you're tired, you still can go. You understand? Those kind of things. The will have to be stronger than the skill. You understand? Those kind of things, right? Psychology, mindset, okay?
Yeah.
Areas to pick up on the field, that's psychology. Where to position yourself, decision making, that's psychology. And then the social side of it, right? Or you get along with people in the changing room, or you are with this group of players. If I bring Matip into the Cameroon team now, will he upset the group? Of course, he will upset the social balance of the group. So that's the social side of it. So football there's 4 colors of football: technical, tactical, social, psychological, and the physical. You understand? Ravel Morris is rounded in, tick all those boxes. So that's why he's a quality player. Maybe he's getting older now and time is running out on him, but whatever he has left, I'm glad that he's giving it to Jamaica and he's doing it in style. I mean, yes, the Suriname team was below par. Yes, arguably there weren't a lot of players on the team. They were poor and there weren't a lot of players on the team that were athletic because a lot of them were overweight. That's obvious, the Suriname team. A lot of those players are overweight. So it's a poor team. But Jamaica had problems. We had problems with flights and preparation and players not going to sleep and all kind of problems with hotels and this and that. And you know, so we have to give the national team credit. But Ravel made it so simple because it is covered in the 4 corners of football where he do the simple things very well. And that's what makes good players.
Most definitely. Me never gonna talk to you about what you think about national coach. Me not gonna talk to
Yeah,
you.
man. Man, get back on track.
Yeah, me gonna get back on track because at the end of the day, brother, if the JFF no fix, the team now go fix. And it start from the top. So it don't make no sense.
Absolutely.
We wait for time on that. So all right, let's move on though. Let's move on now. After he leaves Stoke City, as where you say, well, you didn't have any more feel for the game. You love Stoke City, you leave. Can you leave and went to Charlton? Good team.
Good team, but they're going to transition period as well.
Yeah.
It was a young team, new owner as well, and but yeah, well, basically it was. I mean, don't watch the narrative. You know, I just say that as a joke. You know, it's a retirement tour. I mean, basically, really, that's what it really was because I mean, I was 32 going 33. I left Stoke when I was 32. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 32. So I was 32 going on 33 because the season would have started before I would left Stoke in May and then officially confirmed in July, 2 months after. They have to pay up for. So even though the season ended in May, the real contract ended in July. So yeah, so I would have been 32. Yeah. So 32. I left Stoke at 32. And basically, I wasn't supposed to leave. I was sad that I leave. There was a lot of problems and conflict and nonsense around that with people from decision-making positions who upset the gaffer, Tony Pulis. Anyway, the rest is history. But yeah, I left and went to Charlton. I scored. I think I didn't do badly, but I also had lots of injuries. My shoulders, don't forget, I had shoulder problems as well. My shoulder fell out 3 times, dislocated 3 times during my last years for Stoke. And those continued into Charlton as well. And I was getting older, and I think I lost a bit of appetite. You're right, I lost a bit of appetite, and I think I love for it as well. But I just me being me, I just kept going because I just felt like I could still play, and I always wanted to prove them wrong as Stoke as well in the back of my mind. But my heart was so shattered because I never expected to leave Stoke. Everyone, including myself, the gaffer, other players, fans, wanted me to stay and for the remainder of my career. Finish my career moving up into the coaching staff or into the administration somewhere, somewhat. Recruitment, scout, whatever. Agents, whatever. Coach, whatever. And then all of that was just taken away. It's just like my whole pathway was just disrupted. You understand? Mm-hmm. And so mentally, I was struggling. So that's why I said it was like a retirement tour. Because I did Charlton, then
Where number is not bad
then
still.
Blackpool, then Millwall,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah.
But when we look on this still, every team you play for your score, you know?
Yeah, man. And I say, Ryan, me being me, I'm too passionate about football is my everything. So I will fight when I lose game. I will fight if you give me a goal. That's how I was brought up in Tivoli. You know? That's how I was brought up playing the game. So the passion I have for football, whether I'll be 18 or I'll be 32 or 36 or 38, every game I play, I want to win. Every game I play, I want to score. And that's how I am. That never changed until, finally call the time and thing. I even come back out in the non-league. I come back for Oldham first at 38. I retired at 36. I came back out 2 years after for Oldham. We achieved the goal, which was not to be relegated at the time. They're relegated now. Not to be relegated. We achieved that. And then I retired again. And at 40, I came back out for Nantwich in the 7th tier, and then finally for Anliton just before the COVID.
Yeah.
So I would say, Ryan, I mean,
When you talk to me a little bit Blackpool, because I like the team there.
Yeah, Blackpool.
You did well at Blackpool.
Yeah, man, I did well at Charlton as well. Blackpool, even Millwall.
Millwall.
Yeah. They dropped out of the team the last 3 months because they had problems. The manager got sacked, Ian Holloway, who was the manager at Blackpool at one stage. So I did well. I scored goals. I still scored goals for my age.
So in overall, I don't know if I have this right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So overall, playing in England, you have 521 appearances and 134 goals.
Yeah, something like that. As I was studying, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so you accomplished great and
that's like less than one in every 5 or something like that. Or one in every 4 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, that's not bad. And compare, I mean, no disrespect to my teammates. I mean, I never had the luck, or maybe I wasn't blessed enough to play for, teams like Liverpool or Arsenal or Man United or Manchester, Chelsea or wherever, or Tottenham. But nevertheless, anytime I play against them, they know them in our game. And that's how I think, and that's my beliefs. You
remember how many goals you scored for Arsenal?
I think 5 in 7 games or something like that. I scored 2 goals in FA Cup. I scored 3 goals, I think, in the league as well. So I think 5 in 7.
Yeah, fair enough. How many you scored for Liverpool?
2, I think. 1 at Britannia, I think 1 at
and
even for Portsmouth, they never beat me. We draw. And I was leading the line. That's why Garrett said that. I think 2. I definitely scored 1 because I scored 1 at the Britannia. We beat them 2-0. Me and Kenyon scored in that game. We beat you 2-0. And then years after, when we get 6-0 from the mighty Stoke.
Yeah. That was one of the worst day, brother, Mrs. Stokes. But at the time, Stokes have some good player. I'm not lie. Stokes have some good player at the time. Man, them hammer we at the Britannia. You know when they got Britannia, rain always a falling as Stokes and
yeah, but I what we call it? What we call it again? What we used to say? At the proper home turf that. You get me? We don't lose game of Stoke, during my time, I guess right. Cool. And our fans them the normal. Cool. It's a fortress. The Fortress Britannia, we call it. Fortress Britannia, brother.
Yeah.
We have it lock. Any team Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United. Just Man United and Chelsea used to get to it. I remember they used to get to it. They might don't think come here draw and win. But we used to see that draw with them out yard and then beat them out yard. But many teams they get to a Stoke, brother, back in my
we know no one at Stoke City. One game in win.
Oh?
Jose Mourinho only win 1 game at Stoke City.
Exactly. Yeah, man, you tell you, man. Yeah, man, you tell you, we know a Fortress Britannia, brother. Yeah. We don't play people.
Rain always a fall down the cold. Bro.
No, rain don't really fall on that time. It's just cold, especially on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night game. Because you know in the night it's even colder.
Yeah.
And it's dark through the dark clouds and things. Because the Midlands, Stoke is situated in the Midlands, in between Birmingham and Manchester. So 45 minutes Manchester, 45 minutes Birmingham, we're right in the middle. So Stoke and Crew is right in the middle. So yeah, man, it's cool, and especially up them side that you head to north, so you know, so when it's head north, you know, automatically it start get cool. Yeah. The more south you go, it start get warm, you see?
Yeah. Most definitely, Bridging. Yo, Fuller, I'm telling you, Bridging, I really appreciate you come and sit down with me and having the discussion, Bridging, and it's a pleasure to have you, Bridging. I'm Marlon King. I want to tell it to you, know, brother. Yeah, and Marlon.
That too, man. You're right and respect, brother. Man, school go and perform, brother. Because about performance, you know, brother. Remember, you know, you can't, even as a coach and fans understand, you can't really control results, you know. But you can control preparation. You can control before that recruitment. You can control before that leadership. You know, as a leader for controlling things. So as a coach, even as a leader, as administration, you can't really control results, but you can give the coach them the tool. You can organize people like Simons. You should carry the team to Brazil months before. So we have a month in Brazil training camp. We play against Sao Paulo, play against Flamengo, we play against Santos. You know, we're training camp. You know, we travel down to Chilani, we travel to Westmoreland. We play a Westmoreland all-star team. We stay at Beaches Hotel. We in a camp for a month. We go this out. We go to Europe. We go Scandinavian tour. Those things are priceless and very much important for your success, you know. For a younger team or a team that try to gain experience, you know. We might get beaten bad from now we're 6-1 or 6-0 and 3-1 or we lose 2-1 against Sweden and thing and come back and we win 2-1 against in a charity game against a kid at New Mona. But those things set me, Robert Scarlett, a lot of other players, Kevin Beer, who was traveling to that team at that time, set us in good stead to go on and have good careers. Jermaine Johnson, all of those players. You understand what I said?
Yeah.
Don't forget, that's what you do. So preparation, leadership preparation, leadership recruitment preparation and execution. Those things are important. You understand, bro? Those things are important, and that's what you can't really control results. But if you can get those things right, oftentimes the results are gonna be good.
Yeah, preparation is the key. Them said it all the time, Bridget. You fail to prepare.
You're prepared to fail.
So
you're prepared to fail.
I believe in that. I believe in that.
Absolutely. But before that comes other things. You have to have recruitment. If you don't recruit right, who you have, your preparation could take 10 months. Well, if you recruit right, the preparation could take 5 months. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your recruitment is also important. And before that, the leadership is important. So it's a cycle, brother. Just like any organization, brother, whether that be work in a workplace, is a reason why you have certain people in certain positions. So them have to set things down the line, and it can cause a ripple effect, or it can cause a domino effect, depending on how your performance and how you lead. You get me?
Most definitely. Virgin, I have a few more things quick. It's just going to be quick, right? People, as usual, smash the like button. Let's get the video to 320. Big interview this, you know, and stop playing game with the like button. Fuller, right? I was reading and I come across this. Quick, Daniel, this girl, music girl, how much money she take? What going on?
I want to mention that one there.
All right, let's move on. Best player you play with.
Eh?
Best football player you play with.
Play with 4. There's a player who played for Man City named Berkovic. I mean, I lie. When we're there at Portsmouth, there's a midfielder. You have to look him up.
Yeah.
Brother, different class. I think he went on the verge when Man City started to rise.
Mm.
The man was like Fernando Redondo and who I want to say was skillful midfielder, I want to say. And maybe Diego Maradona, because you know Diego Maradona was a midfielder, but not so much Diego, but Fernando Redondo, brother. Yeah. The man could have seen a pass with midfielder. So I would think him, because I played him at Portsmouth when I first come. Why Yakubu scored so much goal is because of him. Because the pass that he was making, man, obviously you have to make runs to strike. You have to put it.
For that question, do my ask, brother. Why me ask?
Yeah, man. We have him, but also don't forget to play players like Patrick Berger, who played for Liverpool, another general who played me at Portsmouth as well. James Beattie. Don't forget, players that I play with, I mean, a lot of lower league players, but them did well for themselves, you know, they did well for themselves.
Yeah. All right. Fuller, why Jamaican people, they must say, yo, why you get this name, Wiley Boo? Where you get this name, nickname?
Yeah, man, I get that name, the brother, because you know, say, growing up in Tivoli, man, I play street football when I was youth, and I used to love cartoon. So, there's a cartoon used to come on there every 4 o'clock named Thundercats. Remember that cartoon there? Yeah. Thundercats are you know, Lion No and Wily Cats, and anyway, a cartoon named Thundercats. Some of the viewers them might know that about. And this particular character named Wily Cat used to have him ear wild. Because I used to grow my ear in the bed, I used nothing. You know? But also, don't forget when back in now in Jamaica, when you're skillful, they used to call you Boo, Brocky Boo. Remember when you're skillful in the man of Jamaica, Brocky Boo, them calling you Brocky Boo that. You get me? Because you used to broke man out of them shoes and out of them boots and out of them socks, you see it. So every 4 o'clock now, I play ball on the highway, on Tivoli, we do live on a area named Highway, in the road. So every 4 o'clock, I used to run off on the field and I'm going to catch Thundercat, and Thundercat done. I run off back and run, come start play ball again. Yeah, youth, you know what I'm saying? So a youth, and one of the big man them say, should them know say I love Thundercat, say, and to me say, shift up people when I play, them call me Brocky Boo. So the man say, oh, him look like the character, so to me have me ear, just like the character named Wiley Cat, I love him. Yeah. You get that? Look at character in the cartoon, and him just put it together and say Wiley Boo, because Wiley Cat.
Yeah.
Wiley Boo that man, because to me used to kick back and used to run fast, you know, push the ball and move and block people, and basically I can't stop run. You get me? I say, shift up people and shoot from anywhere. It's like every time the ball I play, I participate in every moment of the game. You know, like someone would participate in 10 minutes and the game at 90 minutes, I'm going to participate only 30 minutes, and I participate for maybe 80 minutes, 85 minutes. In the everywhere the ball in the day.
Yeah.
So, the man say Wiley Boo, brother. I know when Jamaicans from a man give a nickname.
Stick.
With your brother. And from them time, I remember 6 or 7 years old, I nickname my brother Wiley Boo, and that stick with me right to brother. So I get a nickname the Wiley Boo.
Fair enough. Which team are the favorite team you love to play against? Every time you play against him, you think you have a good game, are you going to score?
Well, I score a lot more against Arsenal, no doubt. Obviously, in my career, it's quite evident, quite clear.
Yeah.
Obvious, yeah. But I love play against hard teams, the top teams, because I love try to prove myself against them, because that's why I believe that's why I'm there. I believe that's why I'm playing. I'm not play for make up number. I play for prove myself because I want to play for one of them teams there. Obviously, I've never had the opportunity in my past because of whatever situation, whether it be injuries or whatever. But I never had the opportunity. But all the way you're going to prove yourself is playing against the best, because I always think I am the best. I always want to be the best. So all you're going to be the best and test yourself against the best. You have to play against them. So I love playing against the top 6, the big 6, I should say. The Tottenham, the Liverpool, the Chelsea's, the Arsenal, the Man United, the Man City. And I've done well against all of them. In fact, I've scored against 4 of them. I think probably just Man United and maybe Chelsea. I haven't scored that. I had my opportunities, but I missed those opportunities. But I've scored against most of those teams. So, yeah, man, I love playing big games, brother. As you can tell in derby games, whether it be Portsmouth, Hearts, Ibs, Preston, Burnley, you name it. Birmingham, Stoke, Stoke Wolves. Remember, Stoke, West Brom. Remember, Stoke and West Brom is derby, you know. Stoke and Birmingham is derby, you know. Stoke and Aston Villa derby because we're in the same region. Yeah? Stoke and Wolves is derby because we're in the same region. Check it. All of them team there, when I ramp with them, net back shake. And that me believe. So you have to be confident, brother. Yeah. You have to play the best to be the best, and you have to prove it too. Yeah? You have to instill that in your mind, and you have to work towards that. So when we play them team there, I love play against tough team, because that's what I always want to prove, that I am somebody. Not only just a little boy from Jamaica, who from Tivoli, who from the ghetto, but a boy who was come and prove it and done that. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. All right. What you have to say to the fans before we close off? Because I know it's a go. What?
Yeah, man, well, thanks for all the support over the years. I mean, as a player, obviously, I'm not perfect. A lot of people know that during my time. But I've always taken football for football. Never nothing else. I mean, I've loved the support here at club level and international level. Jamaicans have always supported me. I never forget the first time I put on the number 10, take it off Walter Boy back. Simons gave it to me because they thought that I could hold it because nobody else that they think could manage that number 10. And Simons take it off. And I remember I went straight from the under 20 team and straight into the senior team. I skipped under 23 and went straight into the senior team because Simons believed that I was ready. And for a young boy to take Walter Boy number 10, Black Pearl number 10, that wasn't easy. I never forget the loud cheer I had my first home game at stadium when I played in that number 10. Normally, you play a Walter Boy number 10 and you start or you come on, you get a rotted boo. Because everybody wants to see Walter, them believe that Walter Boy, that number 10, it belongs only to Walter Boy. So you have to be good enough to put on a number 10. You get what I say, brother? So I never forget the loud cheer that I have. And that always have been in the back of my mind. Always has been in the back of my mind. So yeah, thank the fans, worldwide, for club and country, for the love and the support over the years. Without you guys, a lot of these things and dreams wouldn't have been possible. So my love and appreciation as always. And yeah, we keep fighting for the right things and believing the right things. And striving to be the best, whatever we do.
Most definitely, bro. Appreciate the coming in. I wish back in 2000 he'd have signed for Liverpool. That'd be sweet. You understand? Because watching you playing against Liverpool, oh my God, bro. Like, always been a dick. Them time Liverpool never that good. You know what I mean? And
Ryan, stop your foolishness, man. Liverpool good all the year. We are winning trophy all the way through Champions League. We still FA Cup.
And them look
but he was always in the top 6 though.
Yeah.
Top 6 for a long time. So you mean
that's good enough. In top 6, that's not good enough.
Brother, that's not good enough. You know, it's really difficult. I know what you're going to say, but that's for another day. That's good enough, brother. I mean, so all right. So you said you losing the Champions League right now wasn't good enough?
Yeah, it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough? It wasn't good enough? So why you lose?
Well, Anna?
I'm getting to the why you lose.
Because they score one and we didn't score. That's how we lose.
Thank you very much. The team was just better on the day. So it's simple. If you are taking your chances, all that you are, if Coach wasn't the man that the best on that day, you probably would have been 5-1, 6-1, 5-2, 6-2, something like that. Because they want a chance to go to a save. Unbelievable save. So you're just as good as who you are. And you win football matches by scoring goals. And you never score more than Real Madrid on the day, and that's why you lost the game. But you were good.
You ever find a goalkeeper where you just can't beat on the day?
Exactly. So that's why I asked you the question. If you were good enough, of course you were good enough. But it's just never meant to be. No matter what you do. You get me? But I want to say as well, Ryan, so throughout my career I've never blamed anything. Whether it be lack of goals for country or club or whatever, red card for club or country. I've never blamed because I know just football and that's how it goes. You keep on moving and keep on going on strong and trying to be better every single game. And for me personally, I know who I am and I know injuries have decimated my career. So nobody can tell me say I didn't do well. I didn't achieve greatness. For me, I have done unbelievable well. Come from where I come from, and the obstacles that I have to face, and the difficulties that I have to face to achieve all that I have done, is nothing short of brilliance, brother. Brother, I remember my career ended before it even started. People can know that. And all that I have earned and achieved wasn't easy. We should show you have earned a lot tonight, what I have said to everyone here. You understand? So yeah, I know who I am, and I know that my career has been decimated through injuries. Regardless of that, maybe I could have ended up at Man United, Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, who knows? But it is what it is. I just kept going and believing myself, and that's the most important thing. keep going strong.
Yeah, most definitely. Reggae Boyz fans, here you have it. We have the legend at Fulham, legend at Stoke City, my bad people. And Full, I really appreciate you coming in and take the time, brother. 3.5 hours you give me, brother. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time, because when you're in foreign, time is very important. You could have did right now, you could have lead on with your wife or help your kids doing something, and to know that you take
School on tomorrow morning, so I have to go to bed now.
yeah, Bridget.
I have my coaching lessons sessions tomorrow with the college. Ipswich College. I'm doing the UFB with the college. So we have training Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Boys, they're under 18s.
Yeah.
And then Wednesdays they play games. So I have 1 week left. I think it's 1 or 2 weeks leave. And I have 5 games to go. So I don't think I'm gonna finish the games in time, but I have to call the tutors to explain. So hopefully they'll pass me.
So that lies you can coach the Jamaica national team?
Yeah, man, you can have be minimum. Be minimum to take part in most things. And then you can have somebody, as I explained to you with Steven Gerrard's case and Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
Somebody who have like Paul All, I think he has the pro license, the highest license. Yeah. So therefore I could be in the setup with Paul.
Okay, so you could be the head coach and Paul still be the backup.
Hey?
Sorry? You could be the head coach and Paul have just
be the gaffer, yeah, the boss, something like that. Same setup like that setup can work as well.
Yeah, Bridget. I wish you can when you get your stuff. I wish you get something, but I tell you, bro, we need somebody to be the president, not attached to no club. And if you have to get the right them around you for come, Bridget, my campaign is start right now. Because I can't hardly even find somebody in Jamaica.
Ryan, that is what the program needs. No nonsense people.
Yeah.
Total reform. Nobody. I mean, I don't know about Mr. Andrew Price from Boystone. I don't know why him left Jerry and everybody. But anybody coming in, they have to be properly tested. They have to investigate them, make sure so these people are, what you call it now, squeaky clean.
We have too much
interest. The first thing, squeaky clean, no form of corruption, because too long that has been keeping the federation, the football down in Jamaica. You understand? Anybody would that be. No, without about speed, because I don't think he has any chance. Certain people try boots it up, whether it be the leader guy or way more name. Mr. Blackpool try boots it up. The problem with them people, them sound too political, and that's my worry. You can't mix politics with football, brother. Them too political, brother. You have to keep politics one side and football one side, brother. And them they can't do that, bro. And if they can't do that, it's gonna be a problem over again and over again. And all them are trying to squeeze in them own people. It makes no sense, brother. If you have people, no nonsense people, brother. And I say whoever is in charge has to get proper people in a specific and rightful positions, and no nonsense people. I told you what Samuel Eto'o did, and you hear it from the pieces that are read. Yeah. You hear it, and that's how you have to be.
Yeah.
Belgium went back 8 years, missed 2 World Cups or something like that, with the group that they have now, which they call the Golden Group, the De Bruyne and the Lukaku, the company or whatever, Hazard. They missed 2 World Cups to get that group together, because they keep that group team together and then achieve world ranking 1, 2, 3. I think they're in the top 4 for the last 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Then Nigeria skip a World Cup because they had problems with corruption and them things. And then the next World Cup, they made it because them kick out them reform the federation. Same thing that Belgium did. So sometimes you have to make sacrifice to achieve long-term goal and sustainable long-term goals. Yeah, and consistency when you reach there, like getting qualification for every World Cup thereafter. You understand? Or thereabouts. Not feeling miserably when you have a strong team. You get me?
Yeah.
Right?
Most definitely, Bridget. Appreciate it, Bridget, from the bottom of my heart. Really, really appreciate it, Bridget, and stuff. And thanks for the kind words you give me behind the scene. And thanks for watching the show, Bridget. And I appreciate it, Bridget, and thing, Bridget. Not about love and respect, Bridget. Right? So when you hear, make sure when you hear all over, you know when all my things stay. When I talk about somebody, I say president, the chain is on. So make sure you get ready and prepare yourself. 2023, now they run the corner. You never know what can happen. Me on a campaign right now. Want somebody with not part of the club. want somebody have them own money, no money, that are the next thing. You know money, you have your own money. Them money, them never hold such and such money. So when them see the money there, you don't think they want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie. So brother.
Yeah, but also remember, say it's also sponsorship. There's other ways of generating money which these guys don't know. I said it already in my article. So there's other ways. Remember, there's sponsorship, just like any other national team. Where you think run the money? You think the people that run the FA or England, they have their own little money, yes, but most of it come from the sponsorship and then use it right. The most important is use the money right in the program. You don't take the money, I take most of the money, you get me? Which Mr. Michael Barnes explained that. But Ryan, I also want to say, you know, you have to make Prince part of the analyst team, you know. And
Prince.
Science, you know.
Well on, brother.
The man bad enough. I like him analytic side of him and him go about him.
That's what him do for the
those kind of people have to be in the program. Those kind of people could be in the program too, even though, because that's what you use. These that's why every football have their own departments, you know, brother. We have every Monday after a game, you know, Stoke, you know, we have video analysis, you know, where they show you how much distance you cover, how much shots you take, how much passes you make, how much time you touch the ball. All that for every single player, you know. You analyze the game, you know, where we should have do, which part we should have run, when we make that run, why that goal score, why we never make that pass, why we weren't in this position at this moment of the game. The man still on the computer just do it while the gaffer explain it, you know. That's why I'm saying Jamaica need these kind of people. Sports science, the analytic people, the analyst system.
Yo, you know, so a businessman called me.
Sorry, the analyst system. You get me I say?
A businessman called me yesterday.
Science, you get me? No, but he could be working for the company and getting paid too, getting proper pay. What you mean is business.
Yeah. A man called me yesterday. The same youth Prince, a businessman come and say, who is that guy, Ryan? Because Ryan, not because 100 people now watch it, but who is that guy? I really want to get in touch with that guy.
These kind of people need to have specialist people and proper people in each positions.
Yeah.
That's how you are going to get more out of what you're trying to do than less. You have people who don't understand the program, so you're getting less, you ain't getting success where you should get success.
Yeah.
You're struggling to get success.
Yeah.
Disappointments and incompetence and ineptitude you're getting. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why them can't. They're not being accountable. They're not being transparent because them can't show nothing because there's. You get me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But enough respect, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
That's one of the things. As I say, I love the program because you're a better fresh air. You talk it as it is. You're like me and Michael Barnes and all those other people that I've seen, and you're not afraid to say it as it is because you want better for the country, and you're a person who was in the football and you understand the football and you want better, and you're not afraid to say it, you know. And as I say, I speak of truth, I have no friends.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're straightforward, is the best way to be. At least people know how to deal with you. Then they know not to come to you with nonsense.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. You get me?
Even you, bro, like watching the interview, me I say, bro, the man I gotta tell it as it is, bro. He's not gonna dodge from the question, man. Just get to the straightforward. And me like them people there, brother. Me like them people, and even one next youth, I'm showing him JT Taylor. A lot of people don't agree with him when him say at the moment when him speak, but because him not saying what everybody has said, and them not understand, them not realize. After when the game done, him I say, boy, he mean right, you know. They always disagree with him, but after the game, they must say, see me tell you, all of them are come back from conference because him not say what the average people are say. So yeah, even me,
he has his thing, you know. But the thing is, with JT, you know, he tried to be a little bit. No disrespect to the guys, JT. He tries to be a little bit disruptive, or should I say, want to go against another person without hearing their point. Even though somebody is a little bit less than you or either, everybody has their point. Sometimes you need to listen, not really just listen to reply or to respond, but listen to understand first, and then you can analyze or articulate, and then you respond or you reply. But he does know what he's talking about, and I don't mind him still. He does know what he's talking about. You have to remember that others has their opinion, and also his opinion is not necessarily the right opinion. None of us have got the right opinions at times, so we are not perfect. But don't try to be disruptive or divisive or try to go against somebody because he has a point. And it's always like trying to make it like a clash. You don't need to do that. Don't make it a clash, because you both try to achieve the same thing, right? You both want the same thing. Understand? And sometimes you have to agree to disagree. You know what I mean? You have to agree, even though the person might not say the right thing or the right thing as well. You think as close as well you know. Just agree to it, yes, because eventually the truth will come out.
Yeah.
You understand? And then JT will realize that, see, I was right. You understand? You don't have to go against him to prove that you were right and what you say is right. Agree to disagree. You understand? But, I mean, you have some good guys doing this stuff, you know, Guna guys, Formula, coaches there. So now a lot of you guys are tuning every now and again as much as I can.
Right.
Because
addicted.
I'm staying in the loop of things, because I said my business is with the federation as well. I want to be a part of it at some point when that time comes, when the time is ready. Nothing happens before the time. But for me to be ready, I have to be totally dedicated and committed for this program, because it's not going to be easy. It's a massive fix. Yeah. JFF is not an easy fix, brother. So you have to be totally committed and dedicated to that program. But you guys can make a big difference as well, because I'm sure you're doing now, you know, with players coming in, and when the players don't perform, you get on the case. Because players want to trust me. There's no player go on the field want to lose. They always want to win, but sometimes it happens that they don't perform. And sometimes when you get on their cases and analyze their game, the player go back and hear that, then they want to do better the next game. And oftentimes you find that they do better because what programs like you guys. But you know, keep going, guys, keep going.
All right, guys, I'm going to leave you guys, because I have another show to go up on in England. So Liverpool thing. So people, thank you guys for watching. Fuller, thank you very much for coming. Really, really do appreciate it. People, smash the like button, support the thing, share this interview, get the message over there. Ricardo Fuller to be the next JFF president. I'm going to leave you guys with my favorite moment of
yeah, set me up, but thanks anyway.
No, I've been looking for somebody who would not a part of our club and have the education.
When the time is right, brother. When the time is right. It's a team. It takes a team. It takes a team, as in everything. And every success in life, you can go so far as an individual. But as a team, there's nowhere you can go, you can't reach. You understand? So it's a reason why those sayings are made, you know. And the wise man quote those sayings, you know. Because it's the truth. When you have a proper team around you, trust me, you can go anywhere, brother. And for
edition. Full and have the time for join the Reggae Boyz group right now. You might not have the time, brother. But big up special edition.
Yeah, man.
Full them are discussing at the group already. We have a new president now. So hear it, bro. You're going to hear it.
Brother, you turn out to be a presidential candidacy. Hey?
Yeah, man, bro. Look out for it, bro. Cause I have a couple more clips, so I go click out the video, and it will be over social media. So,
but as I said, it's not that, brother. I want to emulate Samuel Eto'o. So, with a team, a proper team around you, you can't achieve, brother. The right people in the right positions is nothing you can't achieve. But we definitely need change in that JFF, in that current JFF administration.
Yeah.
All right. Bless up, man. No respect. One love, and keep it going, bro. Keep it going. And bless up to you and your family as well.
Same to you, people. I'm going to leave you guys with my favorite football match of all time. The best team ever to play football. No other team. Don't make nobody tell you nothing. It's not Chelsea. It's not Arsenal. It's not Man United or Real Madrid. It's Liverpool. And the greatest game of all time. Peace out. Until next time, from my boy Ryan LFC and the legend Fuller. Peace.
Can Jurgen's men rise against every obstacle in front of them tonight? Still Henderson, saved by the goalkeeper, and in by Divock Origi. And Liverpool have scored early. And Mane's in the middle, there's not much else to aim for. Now there is, it's in! It's Gini Wijnaldum for Liverpool! He's caught in a beauty! Wijnaldum! Oh my goodness gracious me! The unthinkable! The unbelievable! indication of what's going on in this game. Early goal. Origi! Liverpool goal! What a piece of quick thinking from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Divock Origi has 2, and Liverpool have 4, and they are on the precipice of the greatest night of European champions.
Divock Origi, legend. Without football, Divock Origi, yeah, legend. Big up to all of the people in the comment section. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Prince, special edition. All of you guys.